Teaspoon. What a teaspoon to look like. Mm, oh, a knife. Somebody put this in my washing machine and they did not put it in the right place and it could be horrible. Right? Like when you do things, you're really supposed to be really, you have to think about other people, right? So we do have an infant or a toddler. We do have a toddler in the house. Not only that, but I have men in the house. Oh, I say that like that's a bad thing, but mm, when I say we have men in the house, we have men who aren't considerate. They're not considerate of themselves, and therefore they're not considerate of others. And what do I mean by that? So if you put a knife in the dishwasher and you have it blade up, now let's say I'm the one who put it in there. When I go in the dishwasher, I may know that I need to look and see. But if nobody else knows that I've done that, they might just go in the dishwasher, reach down for something, and slice themselves on the arm. Whew. See, we women, especially those of us who have children, have had children, and we are thinkers, we know, right? We know certain things. And so we live our life a certain way, being considerate. I have to think about, hey, suppose my grandson decide to go in the dishwasher. He might cut himself. Oh, what if hubby don't realize, certain things? He go in the dishwasher, he might cut himself, and it would be my fault. So therefore, the things that I do, there's a rhyme and a reason to it. Okay? A rhyme and a reason. But everybody don't think that way. Hey, Sassy, how you doing? So I'm very considerate, but other people not so much. Okay. Like for instance, hubby, don't tell him I told you, right? Hubby just was that yesterday? I think it was. Yesterday, and I don't know why, right? I didn't even ask him why. I just looked and shook my head. Okay. Yesterday, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, he was in the kitchen and he had made some dishwater. Now, I don't know why he made dishwater. Y'all, we have a dishwasher. So we have the dishwasher. Most of my pots are either stainless steel or they are cast iron, which I have asked him not to wash my cast iron pots because he kept doing it for years, even after I kept asking him, hey, don't put water on my pots. Hey, then he started putting them in the dishwasher. Like I'm not even joking. But anyway, he was in here and there was a pot on the stove and it was on. And I say, hey, what's in the pot? Because I thought maybe he was cooking something, right? I didn't know. I said, what's in the pot? And he said, which pot? he said, which pot, y'all? Now, he had just come out the kitchen. There was only one pot on the stove. But he said, which pot? And I just thought to myself, and I said, well, there's a pot. There's only one pot. What's in the pot? There's only one pot on the stove, and there's only one pot on the stove that's on. And he says, oh, it's just water. And I said, water for what? I said, oh, because I was thinking he was making something, right? That's why I'm asking him, like, oh, you about to make something? So I said, water for what? And he said, to clean the pot. He has a pot on the stove that he put water in and he turned it on to clean the pot. Now, okay, I don't know what that's about, right? I don't know what that's about. You don't have to turn the, but that's not even the part that pissed me off, right? So I'm in the sink filled with a few dishes and some suds. I put my hand in it because remember I was outside messing with the garden, so I put my hand in it and I hurry up and withdraw my hand. Oh shit! The water's hot, and I'm talking about piping hot because he made boiling water and put it on the dishes in the sink. But this is the thing. He didn't even say anything. Who would have imagined that even if there was dishes in the sink with some subsy water, who would have imagined that it could have been boiling, scalding hot water? The only ones who gonna imagine that is somebody, like if you live in a house where the person, they do that. If like when I was a young kid, in order to have hot water in my house, yes, we had to boil the water. Like we had to, right? We had a kettle or a big pot. Even if we wanted to take a bath, when we took a bath every night, there was boiling of water, y'all. And therefore we live that way, and so you kind of know. But also because you know not to put your hand in just some water, right? You would know that it's a possibility that could be boiling hot water. In order for us to wash our dishes, we put a kettle of water on, and we used it, and everybody kind of knew, like, hey, don't just put your hand in there because it could be hot water, boiling hot water. But yesterday I had no notification, no nothing that water could have been scalding hot. And I put my hand in it. And I hurry up and withdrew. And I just looked at it. And he didn't say anything. He didn't say sorry or nothing. It's almost like it's my fault. But I don't understand. And maybe it's because I'm really sensitive lately. I don't know why. I feel like I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know. Right? I have no idea why all of a sudden he's boiling water to clean a pot. I have no idea why he's boiling water and putting it on top of dishes in our sink. I do not have a clue. And I don't even know, like I don't know if it's me or what's going on. I have no idea. In all these goddamn years, why is he boiling water? Our water comes out the faucet pretty hot. We do not live how I used to live when I was a kid. In fact, our water is hot to where everybody in the house know to that leak, and we tell him, hey, don't play with the hot water. Because the truth is, when you have kids, you're supposed to kind of make sure your hot water isn't too hot because that water can scald and harm kids. Third-degree burns, right? The water could get pretty hot. So, anyway, what was I talking about before? I'm not sure what's going on, y'all. I'm not. It could be. Is it me? Am I overthinking things? Um, is it me? Like, um, we have a dishwasher, so soaking the dishes is one thing, but I'm not understanding why. Like now, he's running dishwater, and I have no idea of why he's boiling water to wash a pot. I have no idea what's going on. And it could be real confusing. It's confusing to me. They have a knife in the dishwasher, pointing upwards. I don't even put knives in the dishwasher in the area where the forks and spoons and things go. I put the knives on the top, laying downwards, right? So nobody can accidentally reach in and slice up their arm. For years, I wouldn't let them run the dishwasher. Why? Because my kids, like I raised them, I know them, right? And they would come down and bring their dishes and they would put them in the dishwasher and then they would run it. They would run the whole dishwasher with just a few things in it. I was like, what are you doing? I don't know. And I had to explain to him it takes gallons of water running the dishwater. Y'all, that is gallons of water. This is not a water to conserve water kind of thing, right? This thing runs a few times. It has washes and rinses and all kinds of things. And you don't conserve water in a dishwasher. They also keep messing with my washer. We have a washer that says it will determine how much water goes in it. Let me go see what it actually says, y'all. um, okay. So the water levels, right, where you can have it high or low, it has something called auto sensing. Auto sensing means the actual machine senses how much clothes is in there, and it then senses how much water is necessary to wash the amount of clothes in it. I have children who think that it's okay for them to wash one or two items. That's that not today, right? They're grown men and they know I will not. They will hear me yelling and screaming because they should know by now. When they was younger, okay, I was on their ass then. I'm like, you don't pay the water bill. You don't pay the electric bill. You know what I mean? And so, but they would like if one of my sons be like, they want to wear a certain shirt tomorrow. They will grab the goddamn shirt and will go put it in the washing machine. One shirt. And so through their teenage years, I had to tell them about that. Not just once, but few times. Okay. Um, so okay, they old enough now. And they better know because they know I will give them a bill. They will have that whole bill. Oh, oh, you wash this shirt and these pants, and then you put them in the dryer by yourself? Okay. They see me go over there through the bills. I don't even open the bill. I see the bill and I hand it to them. Here you go. It's yours. Whatever the amount is, it's yours to this month. That stopped them from doing that. Yeah, that stopped them from doing that shit right there. I can assure you they don't do that shit no more. I can assure you they don't do that no more. I took when that bill was due, they better pay it. I don't care how they pay it. If they don't have all the money, then they better call them up and set up a payment arrangement because that bill belongs to you. Okay. It sounds harsh, but what's harsh is the fact that they think that they can just run these machines however they want and think that, that mommy and daddy gonna pay. Mommy and daddy ain't paying for shit. Mommy want to buy fabric, and I'm tired of, I'm buying fabrics either on sale or cheap fabrics, or I want to buy fabrics to do what the hell I want to do, and I'd rather buy fabrics than to have to pay a high electric bill or water bill. I bet you when they get their own place, usually, when you get your own place, that's when they grow up and they start realizing that how mommy and dad say when you walk out of the room, turn the lights off. Don't have the light on all night. What you got a night on for? What you got why is the light in your bathroom on all day and you not here? Why I gotta wake up and walk through and be like, why that light on? Is somebody here? Oh, nobody's here. They just left it on. Now they don't do that no more. Okay. Like I said, when they have to pay a few bills, yeah, that's straightening them up. Okay. But anyway, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's a thing, right? This what I'm talking about. I know y'all hear me voicing But I'm not the only one, right? When we raising kids, of course, I'm not talking about now because my sons are not children. I do feel like I'm not sure what's going on with her. Right? I do not understand why when I'm coming down. What's going on? Oh, you're coming in here? Okay, hold on. Go ahead. Now you gotta do put that up. Oh, you coming to eat? They got something still in there? You gonna eat? Huh? Maybe. Oh, okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. How's everybody doing? Hey, Nomadic, he said my sister does the same. Man, look, you give them a bill, they'll stop. Look like he came to look to see about the food. I'm putting stuff away out the dishwasher. So anyway, you know, these bills are getting higher and higher. Right now, our state, the state of Delaware, and the voters, like myself, when we got informed that they about to raise rates, they want to raise rates, and the way they do it is kind of sneakily, right? Because like I have a guaranteed rate, right? I signed a contract, maybe about, I think my contract is about to be 2 years old, and I signed a 3-year contract to have my rate at the same, right? Some of y'all may be getting the calls, you may be ignoring the calls, but don't ignore the calls. I promise you, like if you learn how the electric company works, you will want to get into a deal. But you just want to make sure that the deal is with somebody for real, because the scam artists also call you. But if somebody calls you out the blue, tell you that they owe you money, you overpaid, right? Do not trust no shit like that. If you got to give them your account number and shit like that, and if you got to do that, then they lying. Okay. But they know that there are companies out here, the third party companies. So you know that the electric company comes in the area, and then they might be the only electric company. Now, mind you, they don't create the electric, they just selling it, right? They the providers, they the supplier. But they are buying the electric from somebody else. So they truly are like a middle person. And so another, but in most of these states, they lobbied to try to keep it that way. But the government said, hey, you can't be a monopoly. So what happens is you and I or anybody can start a company, an electric company. You can start an electric company, y'all. And what you would end up being is you will be another person selling electric. You'll be selling electric. You won't have to do nothing. You don't have to supply. You don't have to go out to people's homes to do nothing, because the way the electric company had it set up and trying to be a monopoly, they have to continue to supply. But the difference is I'm the one who's going to give you the bill. I'm going to send you the bill, or maybe not, right? Because I might not send you the bill. Delmarva may still send you the bill. But they have to go through the contracted rate that I provide you. So what happens is with these electric company, right? When they go to buy the electric, let's say you live in an area that had a storm, and because you had a storm, you may have had some power outage, right? For whatever reason. Well, they would then contract with another supplier to provide the electric. But now, because you need it, right? Supply and demand, you demand it, you need it, the rates go up per kilowatt hour. And if you look at one of your bills, you might see that your kilowatt per hour is all over the place, right? It might be one amount this time, and then this month is something different, or between these dates is different, and that shit is very bad. Like I didn't know this, right? I'm telling you what I've learned. Um, that you could get a guaranteed price. You can actually contract with them. You'll call your electric company and say, hey, I noticed that, the price is high, skipping all over the place. I'm looking for to contract with a particular price. Okay. And then they'll tell you what that price will be, what amount per kilowatt hour. So since I signed my contract prior to the tariffs and all that shit, right? I think I'm at 10 cents per kilowatt is what I'm guaranteed. Although somebody called me the other day, talk about they can give me 15 cents per kilowatt. I was like, 15 cents? you trying to get me, 15 cents per kilowatt? And they were like, yes. And I was like, that's not a deal. I pay 10. I think it's like 10.5 cents per kilowatt per hour. Okay. And see, the reason mine is so low is because like I got it, I'm contracted. Now, how are they trying to get around that? They don't want to up the per kilowatt, right? The usage. They start wanting to up fees, like, hey, just for us supplying it, we want to up that fee. Like, for what? Okay. They keep wanting to up it. They trying to figure out how to combat losing money or losing profit, because there are so many of us who are in contracts. So they know they can't get out of my contract. If they try to get out of my contract, I'm suing the NS. Okay. Everybody who got a contract with them and they try to overcharge us, we suing. Okay. So they know they can't do that legal. Anyway, if anybody, if you need more information about that, look into they're usually for people. The first time I ended up in the contract, I was at Walmart and they offered me money. Hey, Elena, I think they gave me $150 if I switched over to them. And they was there in like Walmart. And I hurry up and did an internet search to make sure they're real, right? They're in Walmart, they signing you up. They also be in Costco's, BJ's, different stores, and they're trying to get you to switch to them. And I know sometimes it might be scary, right? It's scary to switch. You thinking, oh my God. But they usually have you contact them with a bill, and then they'll show you how much you're paying per kilowatt. And then they'll guarantee you a certain amount, right? Even if it's the same amount you're already at, you would still want to be on a guaranteed rate where it doesn't adjust according to the needs and wants just because the wind blows. And they just decide we're going to charge them. We're going to tell them we needed to buy it. You know what I mean? And they may not. And these scam, all these companies is about money and the money grab and however they can do it. These people are not trying to be your friend and be righteous in their business practices. That's not what is happening in America. And it's sad, right? Because when people always want to know a reason, it got to be a reason why they're doing that to you. Like, why? There ain't got to be no reason. Just because somebody just decide they want to do it. But if we talk about money, well, that is the reason, right? They want more of your money. And the people they do it mostly to is those of us who don't have a whole lot of money. You'd be shocked in certain neighborhoods, those wealthy neighborhoods, they paying less. They water electric bills less per kilowatt. Their water bills is less. It's a lot of things that are right there where they get benefits, but we can't see them because there's certain ways they're doing it. You in a poor neighborhood or a low income neighborhood, or I know most people don't want to consider their neighborhood low income. I'm not talking about how you consider it or what it looked like, right? We're talking about just what they based on the group of people who live there and their income level. That's what low income means. Low income means the majority of people who live in that neighborhood were like, what are they earning? Okay. Hey, Adub, how you doing? Anyway, back to what I was saying about, you being a parent, an adult, and things that we don't know. I share a lot of things, and I know y'all probably thinking, Bomb just talking, she doing a lot of talking. It's the things that I wish I'd known at certain points in my life, right? I wish I'd known about the per kilowatt hour. The truth is, most of us get an electric bill and we look at it and we pay, right? We look like, what other options do you have? You get the bill, they tell you this is how much you owe. But let me tell you, they lie. They lie. And listen, one time the first person who explained to me a little bit about the electric company. This happened years and years ago. Maybe about I don't know, right? I'm just making a guess. So any number I come up with is really just a fucking guess, to be honest. Okay. So let's say we're gonna say 20 years ago, okay? any number. But what happened was somebody was talking to me. It was a neighbor, a older black woman, right? And I say older because she's older than me, right? Um, her and I was talking, and she was telling me how she keep her bill low. She's the one who informed me and made me realize that even when you think your lights are off, you're still paying electricity, and it's all a setup. And I'm gonna tell you what she told me. And at first I didn't even really give it no thought until she said it. Right now on my stove, right? Let me see. I'll show y'all. Look. And I probably don't have to show you. You already know, right? Your microwave is not in use, but yet it's still pulling electricity. Why? Because it has a time on it, right? Do you need that time there? Probably not. But in order for it to show that time, y'all know that means that meter is outside spinning ever so slowly. That's electric. Your microwave is 24/7 pulling electric. Oh, and then let's talk. I'm just in the kitchen, right? My stove itself, the stove itself, right? Which is gas, by the way. But see on the top up there where all them buttons are, it's also showing what? The time. It's not set because it's telling me it's 7:20, right? It's not set, but it's on 24/7. This thing is pulling electric. For what? Oh, and not to mention my air fryer that's over there in the corner, baby. Let me tell you about the air fryer. I'm looking at it right now, right? Basic air fryer, nice size. And that little button, that on button, is lit up. I guess it's lit up so you can see where to push if you want to start it. If you want to start it, you're going to use electric. But guess what? That button being lit up, that's electric being pulled, right? Oh, let's go into your coffee maker I have over there. What's on that? The time. Yep, another clock. Right? The coffee pot is over there with the time on it. My stove is right here with the time on it. And the microwave is right here with the time on it. All pulling electric. But I'm about to tell you something that you might have not known. And this is something you might want to know. What's going on, T-Will, my brother? I miss you. How you been? Let me tell you something you may have not known. Okay. Um, our cell phones. Okay. That's right. Look, our cell phones. Check out this. This is something you may not have known. Our cell phones. So when your cell phone is charging, right? You may decide to put it on the charger because it needs to charge. Cool. We know it's pulling, right? Because it needs to charge. So it's pulling. Now, once your phone is fully charged, it starts pulling double. Look, It starts pulling double, y'all. It starts pulling double. So it's all a trick. It's all set up with these manufacturers. They are with the electric company. They in cahoots because one, right? They in cahoots. I'm quite sure Apple and Android and all are getting a small percentage from the electric company just for making these devices. Because if you put a dead phone on a charger, it's going to pull. We know that because you need it to pull, right? You need it to charge the phone. But once the phone is charged and it's still plugged up to that cord in the wall, it charges double, double. But check this shit out. Let's say you unplug the phone from the cord itself, but the cord is still in the wall. Nothing is on the cord, right? It's just plugged up because that's where you keep it plugged up, and nothing is connected to that wire. You are still pulling electric. That wire is still pulling electric as if it is charging something. Why would they set up some shit like that? And if y'all don't believe me, I could show you. I can show you the electric company itself. You go to your website and look. They give you advice on what to do. They telling you what are the drainers of electricity. Most of our drainers in the U.S. of electricity is our goddamn devices, our phone, and it's because the way they got it set up. Believe it or not, your cell phone, when it's plugged up, is drawing. When it's not plugged up, it's drawing. And when it's plugged up and charged fully, it's still drawing. And it's all a whole scam out here. And I was like, what the hell? So the neighbor, let me go back to that story. Because I found out about the cell phones recently. But the other things about how over there my cable box, or it's not a cable box, it's that Roku box, right? Um, the Roku box. No, actually, I don't know what that is. Is that that's my, that is. What is that? That is the cable box. I guess I never turned it in. Look, it's down here. The cable box has the time on it. It's always drawing, whether the TV is on or not. The TV is drawing even whether it's on or not. Why? Because you see a little light. You ever turn your TV off and now a red light come on? Just a little light. I'm like, what the hell is that light for? What is it? It's letting me know that it's off? Don't we know that it's off because it's not on it? I know it's off because it's not on. Let me show y'all. Y'all probably think I'm joking because maybe it's not like this for everybody. Let me just show you. Give me a second. Let me share the screen with my goddamn cell phone. Hold up. Is my phone? Yeah, it should be on. Y'all, I don't know much about this goddamn phone. I did some crazy shit, but I'm gonna show y'all in a second here. Okay. Let's see. Boom, boom. It's looking, it's looking, it's looking. It's looking, it's looking, it's looking. Okay. So this is my stove. This is my air fryer. That's my what you call it? This is the goddamn microwave, right? Let's walk around a little bit. Oh, am I? And that is the box I'm talking about. Oh, but more importantly, this TV is off and that light is on. Okay, and look, and that's the phone that I don't use. It's saying it's full of something. I don't know what it's full of. Okay, I could walk throughout this house and show y'all shit, right? And wait, let me see how you do this. I touch that and touch that. Okay. So I why would a TV that's off? That's not just that TV, right? Because all our TVs, that's a Samsung, right? 80-inch Samsung. Upstairs in my room is a Roku TV, smart TV. And then my other TV is also a Samsung. I have two TVs in the room. And in my son's room, a he has a Samsung also. He has a Samsung, and then his other TV is I don't know what it is because he bought it. The Samsung, he bought a new TV like this Christmas. And so I don't know what brand it is, but he has a Roku stick on it. And then my other son, if I go to the third room, he got two TVs. One of them used to be mine, which means it's also a Samsung. And because isn't Samsung and Android, right? Isn't Samsung and Android all kind of mixed up? And a few years back, um, they was doing deals, especially if you had an Android phone. Hubby had an Android phone, and they gave us a TV for free. One year he bought the phone, and they gave us a TV. Okay. Anyway, so isn't that crazy though? It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous that some kind of way, when instead of us saving, being able to save, as soon as we turn some shit off, it's still powered up. And it's still powered up. And if you ever went to go look at your meter, right, depending on where your meters are, because I think they're different places, right? I don't even if you go outside and look, you'll see it spinning. And it should be spinning really slowly. And sometimes it spins even faster, right? And that, I'm telling you, if you see that shit spinning fast, baby, go and figure out where you draining that energy. Because your bill gonna be high. Okay. Like we got on the air conditioner because I'm going through menopause and I'm hot. Now hubby freezing. He walking around here in jackets. He getting in the bed under the big ass blanket. And I'm like, oh, babe, you cold? He's like, I'm all right. He damn here shivering, talking about I'm all right. And I'm like, okay, because I said I'm a little warm, but I'm good. I got everybody freezing in the house. Take a bite. How you doing? Okay. So this is what I found out from that older lady, which was smart, but very difficult for me to do. She says she plugs everything in her home on a strip. One of those safety strips. What is it called? Like a power strip. Okay. She puts everything in every room on a strip. And when she leaves the room, she turns everything off. She don't even have to go to each individual thing. She hits the strip, not turn the strip off. Power, everything in that room is off. Nothing. No, it's not drawing no power. Okay. And I was like, damn, that's smart. She said, yes. She said, I don't even got to worry about turning on my TV or the cable box and none of that individually. She says, when she leaves out of the room for the day, like, maybe her dining room, living room, kitchen, whatever, she just hit that off, click, and everything powers down. That is smart. And that's the only way if you want to see your bill go down. Now let me tell you, and so when she told me that, she also explained to me that the electric company is a big ass scam. She says they do not come around like they used to. Remember, they used to come around, maybe some of y'all will remember. They used to come around and read your meter. And I had explained to her, yeah, I haven't seen them come and read a meter for a while. She said they don't read no meters. They guesstimate. They doing what they call estimating your bill based on your last month, based on how much you used last year in the same month and the year before that in the same month. And then they just put a price on it. And I said, what? And she said, yes. And she said, you don't believe me? And she told me what to do. So I'm about to tell you what to do. And if you decide to do it, you'll get the proof that you need. Okay? You'll get the proof that you need if you do what I had to do to prove her that she was right? Check it out. She said they don't come around because I hadn't seen them. You know, I've been staying home and been an at-home wife for a very long time. And even when I was working, I worked in the community, right? Anyway, so she told me to call them. This is what she told me to do. She said, call them. And she said, and tell them, ask them why your bill is so high for last month, and let them know that you don't understand because you was away on vacation. You can either say you was away on vacation or you was in the hospital and nobody was there. Tell them that there should be minimum usage. You know, tell them that you understand that your your refrigerator and your freezer, and there gonna be certain things that will use energy, but tell them there's no way that so much energy was used. There was no way so much energy was used because nobody was there for the whole month. You can tell them whether you was in the hospital, you was on vacation, whatever, right? You had to go away to take care of your mom or something. You tell them that, and you say, and you're not understanding what's going on. When you tell them that, they're gonna say, "I'm sorry, I'll look into it." They're gonna tell you they're gonna look into it, and then next month you're gonna have on your bill a whole big ass adjustment. They gonna adjust. They're gonna look like because then she gonna say, well, yeah, we probably did an estimation and a guesstimation. But I was like, but yeah, but nobody was here. How you guessing the bill, but I wasn't even there. There's no usage. And then they gonna adjust that bill. You're gonna see it on your next bill, right? But you do have you can't just call them and say, well, I don't understand why it's so high, and be like, we was here, but we wasn't using much. Because then they're gonna say something like, yeah, maybe you don't realize you was using that much, right? Maybe you know what I mean? So you gotta absolutely say that nobody was home. No, you know, and then that's when they'll do it. They still use the meters where I live. Yeah, we still use meters. Oh, he said the smart meters wirelessly transmit your meter reading back to the utility company. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. they look. They tell you that. They tell you that, huh? Yeah. It isn't that convenient. So before they even had the smart meters, they was already not coming out really reading like that. Guesstimate, and now they all of a sudden they got a wireless thing that that is conveniently sending them a reading. So ask them for the reading then. Like all you got to do is say, yeah, I'm gonna go outside and look at the reading on my meter, and it doesn't match up. Like there's on your meter, there's numbers. Take a look at your bill and go out there and see if it matches up. See if it matches up. We just don't do that, right? We don't do that. They know that people, and when I say we, I'm talking about people, human beings. Like in this fast world that we live in, people ain't got time to even remember what happened yesterday and care about what happened yesterday. So they know they ain't got time to go outside reading no meter, right? They're gonna be a few people who gonna do that shit. The ones who really is counting their pennies and making sure people don't get over it. And they do have those type of people, right? It's not many, but there's some people like that. And it's usually with older people, right? Like my grandmother age people. Maybe, you know what I mean? By the time they came to my dad and mom and shit, they wasn't really counting their pennies like that. Like our grandparents, like my grandparents was doing, their parents. So we live in this fast world, but as far as I can remember, the bill should have numbers on it. You can ask them for, hey, if it was red like that, well, what are the numbers you see? Like, what do you see on your end? And then you could go out there and see if it matches the numbers that's on your meter. Okay. So I'm saying that I know this to be a fact. It may not be that everywhere, right? Um, if they don't come out at least a couple of times a year to make sure that everything is reading the right way, because that's what they're going to claim. They're going to claim maybe something happened with the system. I'm sorry. We all do to some adjustment. And you might find that it wipes out a whole bill. And by the way, my electric bill be high, okay? I ain't going to lie. As far as I remember, I know some people who say their bill is like maybe $100. I think somebody told me they let you bill for a month like $125, right? Some shit like that. I'm like, shit, I ain't seen nothing like that in so many years. It's ridiculous. Last time I saw a bill that low, we used to live in an apartment, and that was about 30 years ago. Okay, damn hit 30 years ago. We seen bills in the 300 minimum, upwards $1,000. Okay, a month. Fuck out of here. You give me your $125 bill every month, and I'll pay that shit for a whole year with one of my bills. Okay? Especially before we moved here. Man, listen, that's one of the reasons why I told hubby we knew we was going from this payment to that payment. It was a big jump. It was like a double jump. It was like where we was paying this and we ended up paying double a month just to move here. And I had to tell him, hey, first of all, the space we're getting. I'm like, and secondly, we're not going to be paying them high ass electric bills no more. We used to live in a place that had no, I didn't know it until after we moved there. We live in there. We've there for years. I'm wondering why we got this little ass house. And how is our bill $700? How is our bill $1,100? In the summertime, that's what that bill looked like. $700, $1,100. And the reason being because they had no installation. But even that was weird. Remember, I told y'all when I called them up and said we wasn't even here, it wiped out not only the next month, but the following month after that. It wiped it out. Right? They gave me credit. They gave me credit. They realized that, you know what I mean, that I could go out there to that goddamn meter and see that them numbers not matching up. Okay. And they gave me credit, which paid for 2 months. But even still, when it was everything was regular, we was paying like $350 a month just in electric. Now we haven't had a bill in that amount of money here ever, unless it was like a double bill, like maybe we didn't pay it on time. And then by the time the other bill came out, it showed the bill before we paid it. And then, something like that. But woo, it was high as hell living that, man. Just the electric bill was more than the goddamn rent, yo. And again, winter months when I had the air on. Because you have the air on and it comes in and it goes right out the goddamn walls. Psh! And then we lived in a townhouse, which means we lived between two people. And even then, that's the only reason probably that it wasn't more. And in that neighborhood we lived in, a lot of people would have their lights was getting turned off. A lot. They had a Catholic Charities had our community on their list. Right? If you lived in my community, that community at the time, you automatically got help if you went to these places to get help because they understood. And I remember that's how I found out. I went to get some help one year, and they, you sit there and they ask you where you live. As soon as I said where the neighborhood I lived in, she took out the paper and started writing things up. And she was like, okay, give me your bill. Okay, and she made the call in front of me, and she called the electric company and gave I think they do like a promise to pay. on your behalf. She did that right in front of me, y'all. I was like, well, damn. And then she explained, I asked her, I said, is there a lot of people in my neighborhood that come here? And she said, yeah. She said, those homes were built so terribly. She says, it was a white woman, and she goes in to inform me. I, man, they be telling me everything. Remember I told y'all people come up and I ask questions, they tell me everything. I'm starting to realize now how through the years I've gained information. When I ask somebody something, they start giving me all the information, right? Um, there's so much I've learned by just being in front of people and asking them a question, and they will give me all the secrets and everything. Woo! And I like to share. I've always liked to, if I learn something that can help me, I don't want to keep it to myself because it may be able to help you too. And so I would be in the community giving people advice like, hey, and I would tell them it worked for me. Hey, whether they took the advice or not, that was on them. But anyway, I got to put this in my dishwasher. I do want to run the dishwasher. um, Anyway, listen, I'm just giving y'all the information. You ain't got to believe me, but you can look it up. Go and look up and see how much your phone charging up your phone draws. How much electricity does it take to charge up your phone? And look that up. They call it, I forget what they call it. It's a term that they call the phones, the phone cords, but it kind of states something. They call it something. Um, And what it means is that it eats up electricity, no matter what, if it's plugged into the wall. So the cord being charged and put placed in that wall all day while you're at work or wherever, no phone to it, it's still pulling electricity. And the damn thing is they ain't got a light to let you know that, right? There's not even a light there to let you know, but that's what that thing, your phone. And then if your phone plugged up to it and it's fully charged, it double charges you. Y'all can look that shit up if y'all think I could be saying it wrong. I don't think so though. Okay, because our state isn't up and trying to fight the electric company. They're like, hey, Senator, the fuck is you doing? What you supposed to be stopping this? Isn't it something? The same mega crowd though, who keeps saying, less government, less government, less government, want to go to the government to stop when they get in charge. When they get a letter that says, hey, no, hey, your bill gonna be going up starting January or whatever month, right? These motherfuckers have went up. I think they trying to go up for the third time just this year alone. They're trying to go up the third time, and the people are saying, "Hey, Congressperson, what you doing?" And they like they ain't doing shit because you voted who you voted in. They ain't shit they gonna do. But you said you wanted less government. So our government ass, what we gonna do is we're gonna be on their side because they giving us the money. And we know y'all stupid, y'all gonna just vote for us again next year anyway. Okay? That's how they play that. Okay. Anyway, so earlier today I was trying to do my gardening thing, right? I was trying to do the gardening thing, and then I got thrown off because we talked a little bit about Shannon Sharpe and his situation. Um, I don't feel nothing for Shannon Sharpe. Okay, I know nothing. Okay, I have nothing to give him, nothing to offer him. Okay, that's on some real shit right there. He grown. He's older than me. Okay, he, he's he's older than me, and like he thought with his brain. His brain told him it was okay to do what he was doing, and he did it, and now he out here when that young lady and her lawyer was in mediation with him. I don't know why he thought if she got a whole goddamn lawyer and you don't want to give her that fucking money, you ain't learned from Diddy. How you ain't learned from Diddy with Cassie? Oh, Diddy paid that goddamn money, but he paid it just a day too late. And the reason being because she been threatening and threatening for years, right? He thought I'm love. Nobody gonna believe you. She's like, hey, we got a videotape. See, he always knew there was a videotape because he paid to suppress that videotape. But see, I don't think a lot of people know what's going on in today's society, right? So today's society, due to the Sunshine Law and a few other laws out there, right? They have quite a few laws that make certain things public, public domain, public. Okay. And now we have a whole group of sloops, right? Sloops is, yeah, if I'm pronouncing it right, those are people who want to be detectives, baby. They want to be detectives, even though they not really detectives, but they want to be detectives. So they playing like they detectives and they detecting. Okay. So where the government didn't have time to be looking through no videos and shit, right? The government, they ain't got the manpower to do what these internet sleuths are doing. And so people have time, they have computers, and they have so they going through all the police tapes, yo. They requesting tapes by the day. Every tape per the officer name, per this, per that. And they sitting in front of their screens and they viewing all these tapes. And then that shit comes out. Boom! And they see something and they like, oh shit. Right? And see, they gonna get the money. How they gonna get the money? Because they're gonna release the tape. Right? They're gonna give it a title. Cop bros, man breaks his neck and kill him. Some shit like that, right? And then they gonna get the money through the views. And then if you come to grab it from me, you might ask me, hey, can I grab a little bit of that? And they be like, yeah, can you just tell them where it came from or such and such, or they may even offer, yeah, you if you pay me a little something, something, but usually it's the view shit, right? People get the views that get them paid. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. These cops cannot erase a lot of these things. But not only that, right? Because we know that they got videos on our streets. If I wanted to, I can request the video coming into my neighborhood, the one that's in my neighborhood right there, right? As you come through the gate, I can request that. And they got to give it to me. Right? If I go to the police station, I say, hey, I need a name of all your officers who work here. They got to give it to me. And then I can say, well, I want to see all the videos that this officer, for every day that he worked, uh, every day that he worked or she worked. But just imagine if you told me there was an incident that happened with you. Did y'all see what they did to that? There's an older elder lady. While she was getting out of jail, the cop had an attitude. She's just an older lady talking her shit. She's like, hey, don't touch me like that. Where you want me to sign? And and I guess just based on how she was talking, he took offense. She didn't cuss him. She didn't say nothing to him bad, nothing, right? He just didn't want to hear it. And so he decided, okay, I'm gonna get you out of here. He puts her hand behind her back and he starts walking her to the door. Now, then somebody says something to her. She's like, get him off me. Look what he's doing. And somebody says, oh, you did something to my partner. You pissed my partner off. So, but by the time he gets to the door to throw her out, there's like 6 cops there. And when he throws her out, right, he opens the door. He don't just let her loose and let her go. He gives her a fucking superpower. push, bam, and she hits the ground hard. And what does his ass do? Smirk, walk, turn around and go through, and everybody just walks in, and she's on the ground saying, ow, ah, oh. Come to find out, I think she broke her hip. He broke her hip when he did that. Look, they ain't even called for help. These motherfuckers doing just what the fuck they want. But you know, as soon as he pushed her like that, bam, turns around, they start turning off their cams. They start turning off their cameras real quick. But then, see, they have more than just their cameras. Their cameras, as soon as you walk in the police station, outside the police station, all around the police station, there's cameras. So even if they hurry up and tried to go and delete their shit, which they cannot anymore, right? In some states, they still got it where them people deleting shit, right? But anyway, or that's why they know who's able to delete the shit, and even they lose their job if they go delete the shit, right? But they hurry up and turn off their cam, but they still got the shit. So if I say, hey, I got hurt, they beat me down on this day, yeah, then they're gonna go, people gonna go and request the video footage. The video footage. Anyway, that's crazy. But we got, look, I don't know what's going on with the world. We got people crazy. You know, you said ours is like 100 something a month. Yeah, that's not bad. If you got an electric bill at 100 and something dollars a month, that's not bad. I don't think we have any bill. The gas bill may be about 100 and something a month, but we only have two things that run gas, and that's my dryer and my stove, right? The stove, the oven, right? Of course, because that's a part of the stove, and my dryer. My dryer is also gas. So $100, that's still a lot, right? I don't even know if it's $100. And I would have to look at the bill because our electric company provides the gas also, or they bill it. The gas bill don't come separate. It's in there with the electric bill. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't look at no bills. Okay, I'm not doing the frustrated shit no more. I stopped years ago. Okay. The only time I had to look at a bill is if something wrong, or like if something wrong, if it's too high and I gotta go deal with it, gotta go find somebody to help me pay that shit. Then I ain't got no choice. I grab it up and then I make my appointments where I need to make them, and then I go get that shit taken care of. But other than that, I ain't got it in me no more. Boy, when we were first married, I took care of all the bills. Oh my God. And that's because I saw my mom do that. I saw my grandmothers do that. So I just assume, okay, that's my job, right? He's at work. I got to do this. But I used to work too, right? So why I got to do this? But that's what I saw, and that's what I did. And until I ended up getting sick, and I had to have surgery. I forget which surgery that was because I've had quite a few surgeries, but I had to have surgery. And hubby, he said he'll take care of everything. And so he started paying the bills, grabbing the bills and taking care of everything. And I ain't never looked back. I ain't never asked him for that shit back. I ain't never said, okay, give it back to me. Hell no. Shit. Hell to the nah. Nah. Okay. I don't be knowing with nothing about nothing. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's not necessarily good because sometimes men don't do things a certain way. But I let it go. I give it to look. I was about to say I give it to God, but I give it to Mark, baby. I give it to Mark. Oh, I raise my hand up and I submit. I submit to Mark, baby. I ain't gonna deal with none of them bills, okay? And that's why many years ago I know some of the women came at me because they heard me say, well, if anything is over like $100, I call hubby. Hey, I want to buy this. Is it good? He might say, well, how much is it? He knows that it must be over 100 if I call him about it. He's like, how much is it? And then he'll give me the go or the no-go. And people are like, what? Huh? A man ain't going to tell me? And I'm like, what? Yeah. If he taking care of the bills, I don't look at the bank account. I'm not looking at none of that shit. I don't want to see nothing, nothing. I know how much money I get a month. You know what I mean? I know how much he get paid a year, right? And I know how to break that down in a month. I kind of know similar the bills a little bit, right? What range they in to a degree. But And if I want to buy something that's over $100, I don't think that's like I should call him first. Shit, I would hate to be trying to buy some shit and it decline. Okay, I would hate to be trying to buy some shit and it gets us in some financial trouble. Okay, I might be broke as hell, but we ain't over here. You know, our electric on, we got some food, everything cool, we good, everything paid, we good. Okay, I just ain't got no money to go on no vacation. If somebody said, "Mom, you want to go on a vacation tomorrow?" Bitch, I ain't. How much? It's over 100. Oh, girl, I gotta call my husband. You talking about $1,500? You, girl, where we going again? Where we going? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I could do it. Okay. I'm not going to try to get no loan and put no shit on no credit card just that we got to pay back later like that. We don't really do that. I don't have no credit. Okay. That don't mean hubby ain't got no credit. I ain't got no goddamn credit. Don't be putting nothing in my name. Okay. Put that shit in my name and then I got to deal with that shit. But that's bad. I told y'all, like, when my dad passed away, my mom had to shit, the cell phones went off. I think I am gonna add my name to like certain things now though, like um, like the cell phone, um, cause yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have my name added to the cell phone bill, cause that's the main thing that my mom had issue with. They wanted her to. My mom had her cell phone for a long time. It was in my dad's name, of course. My mom, when he passed away, just based on him sheer being passed away, y'all, it turned off the phone. Like it told, her that hey, we're gonna be turning it off. And she was like, hey, but I'm his wife. And it was like, okay, that don't mean shit. Right? And then when she was trying to get it whether she could put in her name, but then they told her to fill out an application like she was brand new. And she was like, yeah, they made me fill out an application. And she was still y'all grieving for my dad, right? This has happened right after he passed. And now she gotta like erase him like as if he, you know what I mean? So it was more emotional than anything. I remember her calling me and crying. And I was like, oh my God. And she was crying not because she couldn't get the phone in her name, of course, right? Because she didn't have bad credit. She actually had good credit, right? But it was the idea that what she was going through. But watching her taught me that, hey, Bob, you ain't got none of this shit in your name. And if something happened to your husband, what, you're going to have to be dealing with things that you might not want to deal with. And you got to deal with them soon because as soon as you get the death certificate, the Social Security is informed, right? They the ones who provide the death certificates and shit like that, right? They the ones who put that in to verify. And then they shut down your Social Security number. And then everything associated with that number gets shut down. Bank accounts, and any account you have. And I know that because I died. What year I died? In 2000, in 2016, I died based on Social Security. In 2016, I still have the letter and everything. Look, the VA informed my husband. First, I found out through the bank account, because the money wasn't there, and I was like, "Why isn't my money there? Why would my VA payment be there?" Okay, so I called the bank, and they didn't tell me, "Oh, we see you dead." Dead. But anyway, so the bank, even though the VA sent the bank the check, the bank was required to send the money back. And they told me that they was required to send it back. So I called the VA, told them, hey, it's me, I'm here, I verified myself. And then they sent them another check. And because it wasn't cleared at the place that it really needed to be cleared, the bank sent it back again. The check was submitted 3 times to the bank. And they kept sending it back, even after I talked to them and everything. So what happened, I then found out, okay, who do I got to talk to? Because I done went to the VA office. I done went to, my bank is all the way in Missouri, so I can't go there, but I talked to him on the phone. And then I found out that I had to go to the Social Security office. Okay. So I go there and I show them proof of here I'm alive. And then they had to go and fix that all up. And that, so it's not like somebody got a letter like back in the day. Like this is not the 1950s where somebody sent the letter to the, and then somebody individually went in and deleted your account. Hey, Queen of Cali, what happens is it's all computer generated. Something went in the computer in some system. Somebody used somebody put in my social security by accident, right? It could have been one number, 2 numbers. It could have been, I don't know, right? They said that it happens because somebody could be typing in and put in the wrong social security number. And so 2000, this happened 2016, yes. Um, hmm. Yeah, every time I think about that, I realize, because I never pieced it together. No, that can't be right. Okay. But anyway, how's everybody doing? How y'all doing? Anybody want to come up? Y'all just let me know. I'll put the link in. But if y'all, you know, I it depends on who's trying to come up. And everybody can't come up tonight, okay? Because I'm really about to talk about this garden. For those who want to hear it, if y'all don't, I, you know, we got some people. They talking about a lot of things out there, current events. But I don't really care about the current events. Really, I don't care about no Shannon Sharpe. I don't even know who that nigga is, right? I actually, if it wasn't for the interview, what his name interview a year ago or 2 years, I think it happened last year. What is his name? The comedian. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even know who Shannon Sharpe is, and that's a fact. Okay, that's a fact. He went on there and he outed everybody and told on everybody, and that interview was goddamn good. Okay, I watched it. That shit was funny because he's funny. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know who Shannon Sharpe is. There's a few other interviews. He done an interview with Monique. It was okay, I wasn't angry that I watched it, but I wouldn't. I don't care about no goddamn Monique neither, right? And I don't care about these motherfucking people. These people is wealthy. You got the most fucking money, and you only want to cry when something is when you feel like you've been slighted. Motherfuckers been out here working hard and getting slighted for years. Okay, and if you found out the little person was getting slighted and you put your arms up to help them, then yes. But bitch, don't be no millionaire crying about somebody owe you some millions of dollars, bitch. Somebody owe me $20, bitch, and you ain't helped me get it. You ain't helped me get my $20 back, right? You ain't helped me, and so I ain't gonna lie. Like I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about people who only give a shit about themselves. And then they want to start calling out to the black folk when they need us, but they ain't got shit but to say negative about black folk when they don't need it. Okay? And that's how I feel about shit. Okay? If you are activist and then you get in some trouble and you need people to help and support you, I'm that bitch. I'm that. But if you just a bitch who doing your thing how you doing your thing, and then you only want people to help because you need some help, you right? I didn't even know she was like I never think of her as that motherfucker funny. Most of the movies I ain't even seen them. Now I guess I'm just too old. I'm too old for that shit, right? talking about I should be making money as her. Yes, I'm not disagreeing, bitch, but I should be making money like this white chick I work with too. Ho, you ain't never stand up for me and the rest of us. This shit is what's society, what's going on in society. You ain't special, ho. Okay, you ain't special. And then everybody laughed at ass. And then she tried to circle around when that shit happened, right? Um, and bring that shit back up. Bitch, I still think the same way. Just because you circled around the block, because somebody else mentioned Oprah and others, you circle around the block because you thinking, oh, this is my opportunity. But you should have set your ass down somewhere, okay? Because we still think you a crybaby, okay? I don't know what to say. They got all kinds of shit going on in the motherfucking world. You know? People trying to fight to get $125 that they may have worked overtime. They fighting that through their company. Your ass then go and try to help them. And they need it. They need it. They really need it. Like, you know what I mean? I need every dime I work for. Okay? I'm not saying she don't need it, but when she talk about millions, you might have to downgrade your lifestyle, ho. Okay? When you decide to see the little people, the Navy we might stand up with your ass. Okay? I'm talking about Monique, by the way. But back to Shannon Sharpe, the same motherfucking thing with him too. I do not give a fuck. I don't care. And whatever happens to him, happens to him. As long as he get a fair trial or whatever, or whatever, right? And if his ass did some shit with a young woman, and I don't know why, like, because if she was black, oh yeah, it would have been bad. These niggas would have been, oh, cause she's black. Look at she ain't no, she on OnlyFans. Now they did that to this young white girl, but they didn't drag her like they would have did if this was a black woman. Okay, or she was a black woman, but she happens to be a non-black woman. Okay, and if he let a 19-year-old, well, was 19 but 21-year-old, uh, jerk his chain, baby, and she did all that freaky shit, she feels like she deserved it. She did the work. She licked this nigga's ass. Okay? She probably think, yeah, I got this nigga. Okay? And that shit. And then people like to say the Jay-Z thing. Now, I I ain't got nothing against Beyonce or Jay-Z, right? I don't know too much about it. I know they try to keep it as low, okay, as possible and shit. But I don't know why people thinking just because some shit was dropped means that he won. That's the complete opposite. The only way he won is if he got found not guilty or some shit like that. But you know, there could be some dealings that happens where everybody get what they want. We didn't negotiate it. You want to save face? You're not gonna pay me, because if you pay me outright and it be known like that, then people gonna think you're guilty. You gotta handle it a different way. So it's underhand dealings. It's like, hey, look, let's come to the table, and this is the agreement. Gag order. You can never mention that I paid you. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, but you gonna get this. We need this shit to go away. That's it. That's it. Okay. Now, I don't know nothing much about the case, right? I don't know if whoever this woman is, if she lied, did not. Because from my understanding, anybody could go and do a charge, but anybody can't get to a certain point though, right? Because if I go get a lawyer, I have to prove to my lawyer that, hey, something did happen. This did, like, I really have a relationship. I really know this person. Anybody crazy can go and file anything, right? I can go and sue Michael Jackson right now. I go to court. I paid a little $30 or whatever, and I make him, and I was doing Michael Jackson. Yes, that is true. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be able to get on the docket, right? Or that I'm gonna be able to get me a lawyer that's gonna do the things that need to be done to get this really out there. Okay? So apparently she got video, right? Even he mentioned the video, trying to make it soft landing and shit. He did the see, that's that arrogance. Arrogance. Arrogance is where you think people gonna fuck with you, you big like that, and you can't lose. Your arrogance, baby. Look, you might have been able to keep that job a little longer if she would have been a black woman, but baby, the younger she was and she was white, don't matter that she was only fair. Mm-hmm. Disney is dropping your ass. Soon as she started licking your ass and letting you choke her a little bit and all that shit, and you decided to do it, you thought it was cool to be choking on a white woman. The niggas thought it was cool to be choking on a white woman. Even in some kink. Let me find a beat, baby. I cannot fucking believe the egotistical shit of some of these niggas, baby. Baby. Wait, let me see. Let me see. Free. Oh, wait. Megan got up something. What the hell? Oh, Megan to drop something. What Megan to drop? Where it went? She got something called Whenever. I'll listen to it later, okay? I'll listen to it. I like me some Megan, okay? But anyway, let me find a beat. This nigga thought that it was gonna be cool, right? He thought it was gonna be cool, to choke a bitch, right? He thought it was gonna be king. It was gonna be acceptable to choke a bitch. Look, and she OnlyFans, he thought it was gonna bam, and all she had to do was say, he beat me, choke me. It don't matter if she allowed it yesterday, nigga. Today she's saying she don't allow it. She didn't like it. And now you was in trouble. The whole fucking gall, right? I'm not understanding the world in which you live in, nigga. And I give him no fucks. Zero fucks. I got a lot of fucks to give, but I ain't giving a nigga not one of them. I got fucks all around me, baby. I got fucks sitting here, fucks over there, fucks in the room, fucks in the back, but he can't get none of them. I'm not giving you none of my fucks, nigga. None of them. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna say zero fucks for you. I'd rather keep all my fucks to myself. Okay? Cause you's about a that is about a dumb nigga. Okay? They learn their lessons. They learn them. See, the older they are, and many other things. There's a lot of things I could tell you about that man based on just that relationship with that young woman. A lot. And did she set him up? It could be, but I can't set you up. Like I can set the chairs up, the table, right? I could put the balloons up and shit. I could be like over here shaking my ass, baby, shaking my ass. I'm making it look good, shaking my ass. I look good, shaking my ass. I can even open the door, nigga. Open the door, but you gotta walk in that fucking door. He walked in that big ass motherfucking door like he was the boss. And that little bitch got his ass. Okay? She got him. He's dumb. There's video that there is proof of text messages when he's talking about I'ma choke the shit out of you. And she says, well, I don't want you to do that. She played right into it. And nothing to it but to play into it. Like, what the? None, look, ain't nothing to it. I don't even know. I don't even have a song in me. The nigga is stupid. He's stupid. No, and anybody who want to fight on his behalf, like what the fuck? He let a 21-year-old jerk his chain because he's stupid. Because he blinded by ass, right? But not only that, he wanted to be the boss. And see, the thing about motherfuckers who think they in control, how easy it is for certain people to take that control from them because they're arrogant. The sheer arrogance of it all. This is an OnlyFans woman. Let me tell you. See, this is a woman who's already on OnlyFans making her money already. She understands the fucking game. Just because when she with you, she let you be daddy. She let you play daddy. She let you have your arrogance about yourself. But you could tell when a bitch said, well, yeah, you could have 10,000 per treat. She put the price down. It wasn't even cheap, baby. 20K. She wasn't like some women would have been like, well, I don't know, maybe I should charge it. Nah, she was up front with it. She running things. She know what it is. And so, like, she know what it is. She in this game. She in this game to win it. Cause she winning already. And then your dumbass walked through the door. You knocked at the bitch's door. And she saw who you are. She's able to check and see you making this, you making that, oh, you all that like that. She probably didn't even know who his ass was up front. But I'm quite sure because he dressed a certain way, you could tell he got a little money getting in certain type of cars. And then he smiled at her. And now she like, oh. She look up his work. Okay. Nah, nigga, I know you see these fucks around me. Nah, but you can't have none. You can't have none of these fucks. Let me see. I think I found the beat. I don't know what it sounds like. I don't even know. I don't think I have a song in me because it's just so fucking ridiculous. How dumb this nigga is. And then based on when we was talking earlier, Sci-Fi say he bragged about her. He was letting people know that, he didn't mention her name, but he was like, yeah, I messed with this little cutie off of, OnlyFans. That nigga was proud of that shit. He doing that on her behalf. He thinking, oh, she's young. All I gotta do, I ain't gotta mention her name, but I just mentioned that she's a hottie. And she gonna know I'm really into her. This nigga got scammed. Yeah, that's a possibility, and I got 0 fucks to give him. Let's see what the sound
Angel la ciencia.
0 fucks to give a nigga. Woo, woo, woo. 0 fucks to give a nigga. What? 0 fucks to give a nigga. I got zeros in the back and zeros in the front. Nobody gives a fuck about a nigga without no luck. Good luck, nigga. Get out the way. Guess what you gonna do? You gonna have to pay. 0 fucks, nigga. 0 fucks, nigga. I got 0 fucks. Even fucks. Don't got no fucks to give you, nigga. We don't give a fuck. Ha! Fucking him in the back. What? Get that check and put his ass on. Woo! 0 fucks. 0 fucks. This nigga got no luck. 0 fucks. 0 fucks. 0 fucks. This nigga ain't got no lucks. Woo! Zip, 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 zip. Zip, 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 zip. 0 fucks. zero fucking deal, nigga. What? Hey. Uh-huh. What? 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 I got zeros in the front and zeros in the back. Not this nigga said. Write that check, nigga. Write that check, nigga. Now he on for the money. And he done lost a lot of money that he would have gotten fucking around and finding out. this nigga done fucked around and find out. It's a lot of them that have fucked around and found out. They know how to handle it, right? They fuck around, find out. Some Jay-Z shit, you ain't never found out really who Becky with the good hair is. Becky with the good hair, but we know she existed. But you know why we don't really know for sure who that is? Because that money, nigga, money. And for all the rest of you, like if we think about it, right, y'all want to fuck around and then listen, if you can fuck around, you ain't got nobody to hide no shit from, then it's all good. This nigga though set himself up. He got set up because isn't he a single man? So he ain't got to hide his sexual appetite from nobody. But right, he done played right into some sexual assault shit. Baby. I got listen. I got all these fucks. He can't get one. It's funny to me. Okay? It's hilarious how a 56-year-old grandpa let his granddaughter age ass bitch snake him out of 10 mil plus. But truly, if he lost 150 mil business deal behind her, then she'd have snaked that 150 mil out your ass. And then on top of that, what you gonna give her to shut her the fuck up before you end up losing even more? Like they don't, it's the arrogance. You gotta pay to play. You know that already. And the harder you play, the nastier they play, right? The harder she lets you play. You know she wouldn't be able to play with her ass if you ain't have the fame or the money. You got the fame and the money. So you already know why you there, why she there. And now you gonna either play this shit fairly and have some sense about your ass, some sense about yourself, or you gonna get pulled in, set up, so she could open the doors on your ass to get them meals from your ass. I don't even tell you. Lord have mercy. Shit. It's almost like somebody, let's say you married, right? And you see these beautiful women and they know you married, right? Now they wasn't messing with you prior to, but now they done met your wife, they see what you got for. They don't even like your wife, maybe. And now she's offering herself to you. And if you don't think women are fucking smart enough to know what they doing, right? But that's the problem. Some of these niggas think that you're dumb. And then they go real young. They go real fucking young. And they think that she's dumb because she's young. You think she's dumb. But she's in an industry where she gonna probably she gonna get the meals from him, y'all. And we gonna hear about her again. Because just the sheerness of her being known, there gonna be some other men who gonna want to fuck with her. She might end up even marrying some wealthy ass dude, some other rapper or something, right? Because see, niggas not gonna run, they're not gonna learn the lesson from Shannon, Grandpa Shannon. They ain't learning no lesson from Grandpa Shannon. They want that their ass licked by her too. They just understand it's gonna be about that money, right? Let me give you an example. Kanye fucking I suck my cousin's dick ass. Right? We could talk about his ex fucking wife and how she was getting ran through, and this nigga married her. Soon as she got big as him, she swiped his ass away. She's bigger than Kanye. To where this nigga was on their show. Now they got the show based on her being married to him and a few other things, right? They needed them black men to pop, get them popping. These was women who was desperate, barely making it, trying to survive in their area, having other people pay their school bills and shit like that, like when they were suffering, right? Man. And when they couldn't get the white men to come and pick their ass up, it was always a group of niggas, baby, ready to pick them up in a low riding ass GNX with the rims, with the spinning rim. They're willing to go and pick her ass up. But they had to have money and fame, baby. If they ain't have no money and fame, you couldn't get close. The white men with the money and the money, they wasn't fucking with them. If she would have been able to get her a white man with, some success and shit and money, then that's where she would have went. But she done made this sex tape with Ray J, right? With Ray J, whatever his fucking name is. And these niggas who claim they don't want no woman, no black woman with a body count, they sure will pick up these white women who got sex tapes, baby, and on OnlyFans. Ain't that some shit? I heard that nigga say some negative things about like women and how they dress black women and shit like that. Depending on who in front of him, depending on what they saying, he may agree a little bit or some shit like that. But we know that he liked them OnlyFans women. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. She don't want just that 20K a month. She want the meals and she want it quick. Yeah, you slow ass, dumb ass motherfucker. And for the rest of you men who want to think like, oh, that's sad because I wouldn't want that to be me. But that's not you, right? You're not in the position. It's not you. Be glad that it's not you. But I don't know why y'all pity this nigga. He fucked around and he fucking finding out. That's what happened. And if you fuck around, you gonna find out too if you don't know what you're doing. If your arrogance have you walking in strange doors, bending over so hoes can lick your asshole, right? And shit like that. Nothing wrong with none of that shit, right? But I just want you to know, first of all, oh Lord, I don't even like there's a lot of things I know I be trying to share, but I don't want to share everything. But what I would say is this. Go and read the messages. Right? She does not sound like no little ass sweet little girl. She's telling him, come over here so I can lick your ass again. Right? He probably thought, oh, she ain't got shit on me. People over it, they're gonna be okay. I'm a single man. I could be as freaky as I want. Yeah. But he didn't think about that shit when, yeah. No means no. I told you no. And then he she said, just because I'm having sex with you don't mean you get to do whatever you want with me. And so I start thinking, and I want y'all to picture what I'm gonna say. It's gonna be very I'm going into detail, okay? So you in the bed, whether you the man or the woman, don't matter, right? Picture yourself. Picture yourself in the bed, and you getting wild, you getting wicked, and everything good though, right? It's all consensual and shit. But what the fuck will make you then think it's okay to when you're trying to put it in and the woman says no, like no, what gives you the right to think that nah, fuck that, I want it anyway? Like, I'm just trying to imagine what nigga wants an asshole that bad where he willing to just take it. This nigga want to take booty holes. She says no. And he just like, oh, nah, that's the best part, bitch. That's the best part. I'm sorry. Oh, nigga. Nah, nigga, you caught. It's over. Don't be apologizing that you took my sexual assault. And then what shocked me is these men talking about, well, she, instead of going to get the money, she didn't go to the police. Yeah. And then she could still do that. Like, y'all don't know? Y'all don't know? Through the conversation itself. That's her acknowledging and him acknowledging that even though they had a relationship, she said, hey, I didn't really like what you did. That's fucked up. Just because, like, no means no. That's that's the goddamn nail to nail him into the coffin. The nigga would end up going to jail, and y'all niggas like, yeah, why she won't go press charges? Why she won't go press charges? Yeah, that nigga will go to jail if she press charges. Oh, and then what y'all gonna say? Oh, she was messing with him. She didn't have to go that far. Nah, y'all rather him go to jail than to give her some money though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, they had been in negotiations for months. You know, negotiations mean I got something. Right? Because otherwise it just would have been, bitch, I don't know who you are. Bye, do what you gonna do. Nah, there was a negotiation. He got him a fucking lawyer. He got him a fucking lawyer. He was trying to keep it hush. That's why it's been going in negotiations in like February, right? January, February. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. Mm-hmm. So all you niggas want to make it seem like he not guilty. Baby, you guilty of what you could be proven to be guilty of. And these niggas, I told y'all, these men don't like black men. These black men do not like black men. Y'all just come straight out and say, hey, I want that nigga to go to jail. Right? You think you know him, you think you know what his appetites are, you already, but you don't know what he's been accused of before in the past, right? And then on top of that bullshit, you telling her, I won't believe you and I'm gonna call you a hoe because you won't go press charges on a nigga. Cause y'all niggas don't give no fucks. She gonna get the money even if he go to jail. Should the women tell her, hey sis, go press them charges on his ass? Yeah, and then they make it seem like she won't do it because then she going to prove. She got to prove it no matter what. And I can tell you this. When that nigga got up there and he said there is a tape, the same thing she said, there is a tape. Her lawyer said there is a tape. And he comes out and said, yes, there is a tape. Then he said, but I want him to put the whole thing out. But we know he don't want him to put the whole thing out. Right? He want to show that yes, we was in bed together. She don't deny that. She just saying that when y'all was in bed together, she told you no at a certain thing, and you just commenced to do it anyway. Okay, and he hoping, and once y'all see the video, that y'all see that she was okay having sex with him. But just because she was okay having sex don't mean she was okay with anal sex, though. That's and listen, he paying for it, right? So apparently that's not her thing. That's not what she want. And the nigga slipped up his arrogance, baby. He was like, shit, that's what I want. I like the booty hole. Booty hole. Let me go see if I can find it. Give me a second. Shouldn't take that long because I know I got it on my other channel. Let me see it. Y'all give me a second. Man, I could roast this nigga all night. The truth is, like, I'm going to leave him alone. But I do want to play a little something. Let me see. Was it the Creole and Cajun? No, I think it's the Bomb Cherry Live. Let me go there very quick. Okay, I'm going to dance to this. Yeah, give me a second. And then I might close it in, okay? Because let me go to my channel. Where'd I go to my channel? Yeah. Hit here. Go to view my channel. And it wasn't a live, so it's a video. Yeah, we're gonna find it real quickly. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Now I suggest y'all dance because I will be dancing to this, okay? And I'm just telling Shannon, what his name is again? Shannon Sharp, right? Shannon Sharp. Look, nigga, I don't know what you got going on, what you into like that, but we all know. We know. I'm acting like I don't know, but I know. Okay? Let me dismiss this, and here we go. According to Sasaray, I've been sticking my fingers deep in my
booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole.
Yes.
Booty hole. The remix guy. It's booty hole. Booty hole. Woo. It's booty hole. Booty hole.
Get it.
It's booty hole. 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 Booty hole.
Apparently, I was digging deep in my.
That's a booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. Girl, that's a.
It's a
booty hole.
It's a
booty hole.
It's a
booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole.
It's a
booty hole.
It's a
booty hole.
It's a
booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole.
We're gonna have to do that again. We're gonna have to do it again. I'm sorry. According to Sasaray, I've been sticking my fingers deep in my
booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. The remix guy. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole.
Apparently, I was digging deep in my.
That's a booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. Girl, that's a.
It's a
booty hole.
It's a
booty hole.
It's a
booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole.
It's a
booty hole.
It's a
booty hole.
It's a
booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole.
Okay. We're gonna end it there, y'all. Okay. Let's see. I don't know why I couldn't find what's going on. I gotta end this right here. End this right here as well. Okay. What's going on, Sin? She's like, Yeah, I didn't talk about the rat earlier. What's going on, Taylor? We talked about the couple. Wait, let me see. You say you talked about the race play couple with Shannon Sharp. No, I don't know who that is. I think we were role playing, but he looked like he got caught slacking. This is Queen of Spades, King. Uh, Damn. Yeah, I agree with you. Sin. They should have never given people the internet. They shouldn't have gave me the internet, girl. You trying to sit? oh, you. Oh, you talking about Well, damn, I done dropped it already. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to go. Okay. Um, I'm supposed to put on these lights, these grow lights. I was supposed to be talking about the gardening things, right? That's what I came down here to do, to clean up the kitchen, put everything back, and to talk about that. But I'll talk about that tomorrow. Um, and we'll talk about the Shannon Sharp if y'all know more. But I got no nothing to give him. I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel good for him. I don't feel sorry for him. I feel nothing. All right. And the idea that he would go and do a little video, a little, talking about how, like, the idea, the ones who trying to keep that shit on the low, they not doing no press conferences. They're not doing none of that. Like Jay-Z, for example. He don't want to embarrass his wife, even though there's some shit that he could have done when they were younger. I'm gonna lie, like if somebody decide to come at Mr. Bomb, right? And they go start talking about shit he did when he was younger. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna fault him for that shit. And hopefully he could get before everybody and say, "Look, I was younger. I was a younger man when I did those things. It was a different time, and I now know better, right?" And somebody like Jay-Z could say, "Look, I got daughters now. There's an understanding. Once I got into this family, we started building. I realized my thinking was all messed up." Um, oh, wait, you want me to look at a link? Okay, let me look at it real quick. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna share it. Is it okay if I share it? Let me see. Okay, let's see. Oh, Shay did something. Say, "Y'all not right, family. I blame you for this." Let me see. Oh, that's great. Oh no. That's crazy. Look, they got the evidence. They're gonna play around. Look at it, looking all big, but he wanna act like she taking him down. You know what I mean? Like she, and I'm not saying that she couldn't be. Like, we know women, if you're smart, you're smart. If you know the game, you know the game. I ain't putting it past her, but what I am saying is that if his big ass walking into that door with all his ego, thinking, yeah, she ain't nothing she could do to harm me. I control this whole situation. I got this down pat. And when he get in there and she lick his ass, and then later she says, "Hey." She says, "You was wrong for that." She winning. As soon as they get on any jury, before anybody, he not gonna be able to convince no fucking body that she outplayed his 56-year-old ass. Okay? He got duped. He walked into it and it's fault. And this shit is funny. I got to grab this motherfucker photo. I'm sorry. I gotta steal it, y'all. I'm sorry. God damn. Oh, I can't grab it that way. I gotta grab it another way, but I do know how to grab them. Okay, I know how to grab. Look at that shit, y'all. They got the evidence. He got on. Look, he got on the pants with his purse on. She just looked like a whole regular man. What they call it? Those dolls, Mattel. She looked like a regular doll, nothing too fancy, man. Look, look, somebody said NDA contract not included. Oh, they even put Shannon on for Gucci outfit he wore. They tear his ass. So it looks like I'm not the only one that got giving him no fucks, right? Collection edition. they roasting his ass up. God damn. That's crazy. Anyway, thank you for that laugh, sis. I know over there on Twitter and on what's up, TikTok. That's where all the roasters are, okay? And today with AI, man, this shit is easy to make. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy though. Mattel, is that did I say it right? Hey, Nomadic, I know you were still here, my brother. How you doing? Bro, Shannon Sharp thinking he's the 90s Shawn Michaels. Oh my goodness, y'all. That looked like a scene out of Black. They chewing his ass up and spitting him out. And he deserved it though. He should have took his licks. He should have paid that woman, right? You want to play, you got to pay. Okay, you want to play hard, and then you want to, you playing. Look, it be the youngest. Look, these young people, and I've said that for years. These young people are not dumb. They've been watching, they see how this world is built and what is molded around, which is money. And everybody, as long as you got money, you good. You could do whatever you want if you got money, damn near, almost. And then they got the ones who say, well, I see a route to getting to the money. And it's true. Men, right? These men, these wealthy men. Hey, us, Religious, how you doing, baby? I ain't seen you in a minute. I hope everything been fine. Anyway, yeah. And so these young white girls, they have access to these wealthy men, and all they have to do is put on like a bathing suit, get on their Instagram, and or start OnlyFans. Okay? Start OnlyFans. Any of us can start OnlyFans. It's really easy. Okay? And you can do as much or little as you like. Because it don't matter. These men want body counts, even though they don't want the women to have body counts. They want body counts. And if they over there shopping on Instagram and OnlyFans like they are at a store shopping, switching through the pictures of the women and then hitting them up in their DMs and trying to, do what they do. Okay, now, and then now you opening yourself up. Nomadic said, yeah, young people are all about the bag. Some people openly put their Cash App tags on there. So that is true. It's all about making the money. And so I just saw a little short where apparently this young white woman, right? She invited her family over for the holidays and she asked him, you like the food? And her dad says, yeah. And then he says, how did you pay for this? Did you pay for this by sucking dick? Because she's an OnlyFans model and they don't like it. But she's like, I'm an adult, right? She's like, I'm an adult, which she is, right? They can't stop her. And I guess he trying to shame her out of it, I guess. And that's her parents. So look, if you can't provide certain things for her, and she providing it for herself and possibly for you too. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I had a daughter and she wanted to do OnlyFans, and I was against it and I was talking to her, right? Because I could talk to her and say, hey, there's a way you could do it like this. You ain't got to do that much. But maybe she just want to do those other things, and I would just have to deal with it because I ain't got no choice, right? When young people become adults. It is what it is. Now, Brittany Renner is in Muslim. I know. Oh my God. With Kevin Gates and people fall for this BS. Kevin Gates. I was just talking about him. Now, Kevin Gates is wild as fuck. They must be on some freaky shit over there then, because we know, that young man confused the fuck out of me. Because I swear at one moment, I thought he was on some religious, he was doing his rap because he's from Louisiana, right? And he was doing his rap and shit, and I was like, and then he was doing interviews and he was on that spiritual shit, it seemed like. Because I think he was married at one time. And then I remember he got in trouble for kicking a woman who was reaching for his penis. He said, like, she reached up to grab him. Now I don't know if she reached for his penis per se, or she just reached up to grab him, and that's where she ended up touching him in his groin area without going so high. And he kicked the fuck out of her, right? Bam! I remember that. And but every time I hear something new of him in the last couple of years, he owns some. I don't even. Did he get divorced? Like, I don't know. I don't follow people, but I was like, this ain't the same young man. I got a couple of his songs that from back in the day that I like one or two, and I just thought it was okay. It's cool, right? And then I would like to support him, but that nigga ain't on no religious shit no more. Okay, that nigga on some other shit right now. They saying that he's her cousin. Huh? Is Brittany Renner from Louisiana? But you don't have to be from Louisiana to be cousins. She over there. Brittany Renner is a whole fake and a motherfucking fraud. Okay, she didn't let these men convince her into some shit because they was trying to embarrass her. She going where the money go, right? And I don't believe nothing that bitch say. Okay. They must was some type of man she was really trying to get close to, and she decided to change her garments and shit like that. I don't even know. She went to one of the most toughest goddamn religions on women at that. Okay, I don't know. I think she was playing him. That's what I'm thinking too. When they want to, you know how we women and men are, though. But women, if you want somebody and you really want them, you might become the person that they claim they want. The problem is though, these men don't know what they want. They say they want women to be a certain way, but then they want hoes, right? Because Brittany Renner was very popular when she was out here hoeing. The men couldn't wait to get next to her. They might call her a hoe and shit, but as soon as they was able to interview and shit, they was right underneath her. Okay. I'm gonna have to look into that. Maybe tomorrow or this weekend, we could come and do some current events. Yeah, I'm still in this cold. I'm still fighting. Everybody in the house sick. But we getting better. I feel a lot better than I did, right? But I was told that I need to rest because when I got sick in like November, I kept every time I would feel a little better, I would get online, and I was pushing myself. And the thing is, yeah, men do love hoes. Okay, I don't even know why we act like men ain't loving hoes. Men love hoes. They love hoes, and I'm not even calling the women hoes, but y'all know what I mean, right? They like certain type of women, but then they want to embarrass them if they can't get her. But if she starts strutting near them and they think they got a chance, they gonna shoot their shot. But as soon as she passed them by, like she didn't see them, then now she back to being a hoe. Okay? So, since I don't know no hoes without a man in their life. I know that's right. Some of us married sin, you know what I mean? We be keeping them, girl. We okay. I ain't never act like I wasn't a hoe or is a hoe, not a hoe. It ain't nobody motherfucker business, right? I'm who I want to be when I want to be at any time I want to be. And it worked out for me. And so I'm just saying, Look, I'll be the first one to be like, nigga, you don't know what you talking about. Y'all keep saying y'all don't like certain type of women, and yet the hoes get married. Look, Drake's baby mama, are OnlyFans. No, but I don't think she came from OnlyFans. I think it was Instagram before the OnlyFans time, right? He found her on Instagram, and she had a number, a contact number for if you want to date her, baby. And she was an adult entertainer as well. So you can't they can't be claiming that men don't like hoes, and they spend. Not only do they like them, they love them. Cause if they get a piece of money, they gonna buy them. They gonna spend it on them. Okay, that's how you know they love them. That's how you know they love them. They ain't gonna the regular girl next door dressed like a certain way and all that shit. He gonna ignore as soon as he gets some money. He leaving that. He gonna leave the whole neighborhood of those type of women, and that nigga is going straight to the whole club, to the strip club, and wherever else he could go. He going to Diddy parties and everything. Okay. She was doing softcore porn. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with doing softcore porn. Like softcore. That's what I recommend women do. I don't know why these women out here doing all this hardcore, sleeping with all these different men for some money. And I'm like, but you are the star, lady. You don't need no men in your shit. And if you end up with like your husband or your boyfriend, then you can let him be in your shit, but stop getting with all these strange ass men. I truly have been thinking about, coaching, but even then, the only reason I haven't done that is because then people will be calling me a pimp, right? They'll be like, "You pimping them young ladies." I'll be like, "No, I'm educating them, trying to help them protect themselves, help them when they make that money to put that money aside." Because you can't make $50,000 a month and then spend $50,000 a month. Because, when you end up backing out of this, at some point you need to have some money. Maybe go get your education. They need somebody to help them maneuver around the world. You know what I mean? Watching the bought food. My son's pissing me off, okay? I cook dinner and they still buy food. And see, and so when I don't cook dinner, they want to know, you cooking? You stop looking? Why you stop looking? Now it's up to you to stop looking now, whatever you men decide to do. But there's no woman over there making $10,000 a month with no men watching. Okay, because they're not charging $100, $1,000 to watch them. They charging like $30, right? Some of them charging less than that, and they clearing like 10,000 a month. Now that's not difficult, right? Because if you got 100,000 people watching you, and 100,000 people spend $30, that's a lot of money. I told my husband, I'm like, "Hey, babe, like even if we just had 1,000 people spending $30 a month," I was like, "Shit, that's good money." I'm not even lying. I think about it all the time. Ever since my kids got grown, that's when I started claiming I'm poor, I'm broke. But before that, we wasn't okay. Um, they grown. I might have to kick them out so I can make my money. Okay, I'm trying to be a good grandma and all that shit over here. But the truth is, yeah, I'm at a crossroads, baby. I'm at a crossroads. Okay. He said I'm good. Ain't no good ones out here. Well, there's a lot of good people out there. The problem is that everybody thinking you looking for this particular person who's gonna be perfect for you. You're not perfect for nobody, and nobody gonna be perfect for you. But that's why y'all should be looking for people y'all like, right? People you like, the ones you like the girl you met down the street and she smiled at you, smiled at her, and then y'all might walk and she talking about shit and you listening to her, y'all become friends. Those, but y'all keep looking for them. Y'all wanted to look like she on Instagram. She got to look a certain way, right? And if she don't look a certain way, then she ain't good enough. And it's weird. It's really weird. Okay, and it's hard because you compare the regular woman who you see every day against the internet woman who has tons of makeup on, her hair is always done. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with the makeup and hair. What I'm saying though is she showing you her good moments, right? Like if I go upstairs, put on some makeup and and arch my eyebrows and do something with them because they bushy as hell right now. I haven't done them in so long. And and do something with my hair and get on here and smile and look all cute, right? The thing is, I don't want makeup, so I look like I look no matter what, right? Except, of course, my hair and shit, right? I do my hair, take this bonnet off my head. But y'all don't want to look at regular women. And then you expect this woman who's going to look the same that she look on the internet in person all the time. Okay? I do not be on these dating apps they want to play. Well, you shouldn't be. Hey, Either Man, how you doing, my brother? You shouldn't be on it. Nobody recommended no dating app. What I'm saying is you're supposed to be dating the women in your area, right? Your dating pool is where you live at. You might not even like the choice of women, but it's unfortunate, but that's your dating pool. Okay. If you go to the pool and piss in it, well, that's your fault. You in a pissy, you got a dating pool filled with piss because if the men going in the area and pissing and getting drunk and the ladies falling in it, throwing up, that's your dating pool. Anything outside of that, you ain't got. But the internet make you think you do, right? It makes it seem like, hey, look at them women over there. Now, you ever thought that those women over there, they also might have a dating pool full of piss and shit? Because that's why they single, right? They thinking ain't shit over here. You thinking ain't shit over there. Over here neither, which is over there to them, right? And then all of y'all like, oh, ain't nothing out here. But I bet you 100% that most of y'all not even out trying to date. You just, if you're using the app, that is not trying to date. If you really trying to find somebody, you will get up, get dressed, and go out to a gym, go out to a club, go to a bar, go to a play, go to church, go where people are. But don't be fake about it. Like if you don't like the club, don't go to no goddamn club looking for no woman. If you don't like church, don't go to church looking for no woman. But if you like church, go to church. If you too many people playing fake, and that's why nobody's finding each other. That's what I think. Now this is just my opinion. You know what I mean? That's all. It's just my one person's opinion. Hey, Sugar Bomb. Sugar Bomb said your type might wait, I missed it, y'all. I gotta go up. Your type might not be your spouse. Now, see, that's the thing, right? Your type cannot be your spouse only if, like, you fake and phony. Like, but look, there gonna be times when your spouse might not be your type because you angry, you mad, you upset. Maybe he did something. You did something when he mad at you. That happens, y'all. Like if y'all got friends, I bet y'all don't have friends where y'all haven't had a little disagreement or argument, been mad at each other, and y'all don't even live together. If you got some motherfucking roommates there, though, that's a whole different thing, right? Yeah. So I think people are looking. I don't know what people are looking for marriage because it's almost like a lot of people wasn't raised in a house with a married couple where you see the disagreements and the disagreements still are kind of respectful, but like you mad. Your mom mad at your dad mad at your mom. And how they handle it depends a lot on a lot of things, right? But yes, I get mad at Mr. Bond. And sometimes my anger might not even be him, right? It might be something else I'm going through that I'm just going through. And I take it out on him. And is that natural? Yes, it fucking is natural, right? What's not natural is if I take it too far, if I get too crazy with it. Okay. Him ignoring me sometimes, that's natural. I might not like it. I don't like it, but it happens. I don't know. People expect things to be like perfect, and your life with you alone isn't perfect. So how you expect it to be perfect with another person? There will be disagreements. Okay, it just is what it is. It don't have to be ugly though. It don't have to be while you're fighting. Which one gets me? Are you okay? It don't have to be nasty and fighting, fist fighting, cussing each other out. Me and hubby, we don't cuss each other out. Y'all heard if y'all heard me the other day when I was gardening, I was mad, but I didn't cuss or nothing at him, right? Because I wouldn't do that to him. And because I still love him, I still respect him and things. But yeah, I was angry at him though. I was angry. Okay. And so it's like sometimes I'm angry. The psycho registered my home address as a Google business. God damn. He made me lose my original YouTube channel. God damn. Sugar Mom said, what a feminine, soft woman don't like getting dressed up and not want to do makeup and hair. There's a lot of women who soft and feminine, right? I guess you say soft and feminine who don't like getting their hair done. Or when we say get a hair done, like you mean go to the hairdresser, or you mean like I guess it depends on what you mean by getting the hair done. But wait, what you mean by hair done? Let me see what he said. I gotta see what he said first. Cause listen, women got. I hope you're not trying to get a woman with a hair not done. What the hell going on? He said I stay in downtown area with a whole bunch of uh people. Kansas shady. Ain't no females here. They are judgment to here, right? I don't know what that means, but anyway, listen. Complaining about the women in your area ain't gonna help you, baby. Okay, it don't matter what you say. If you want a woman, right? Because I can only listen to what you say, right? And you could be saying a lot about women, and but we don't know much about you, right? Because I hear these men, I see men in this area when they talk about, oh, these women ain't nothing but fat. They fat. They like that for years. They was calling them fat and saying that they had weaves. Tommy Sotomayor had these men calling women hair hats, right? And um, and the reason he started saying that is because one day I was on his panel and um, he was like, yeah, what's wrong with y'all weaves? And I said, well, a woman's hair is like you men wearing hats, right? You change your hat and I could change my hair as I wanted to. And then he started calling women hair hats. Oh my God damn. But um, so first y'all gonna complain about women getting their hair done and wearing makeup. And also you want to call women fat, even though there's a shitload of women who are not fat at all. But then when you go and look into the manosphere, these men who've been downing these women for years, you go and look at them. I've been telling women like not to pay attention to these men because I've seen them. But I've seen them without seeing them. Because I know the group of men who speak the way they were speaking. Okay? And I'm about to say something that is gonna prove I'm gonna prove that I know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all ever notice on some of these panels, right? Some of them get on camera and they're not really bad looking, but when they start talking, them niggas are dumb, right? They dumb, like they don't know how to have a train of thought. They they double speak, like where you might be able to say, okay, he's not bad looking, but then as soon as he opened his mouth, you be like, oh my God. And then there's the ones who, when they get up there, they can have a conversation and everything like that, but then they turn on their cam and you be like, God damn. Okay. I've learned through all the men that I've dealt with, right? Online, offline, at my parties, all kinds of shit, that there are certain groups of men who speak certain ways. They say certain things. And They got the ones who gonna be able to get the women because his ass, like he just know how to speak to women. Even if he's saying stupid shit, he don't be caring. They like him for some reason. Then he have a certain look to him. The women will gravitate to him. Right? He could be dumb as fuck too. He could be dumb as fuck, but he know how to talk to people. Right? And then they got the ones though they goofy as fuck. They always talk about Pokemon cards. And believe it or not, even though they not on here talk about Pokemon cards, them niggas is playing them games. Them, what they call them games? I can't think of it. But they geeks. And see the ones on here who be talking about, I'm a nerd. Them some fake ass nerds, but some of them be real nerds. And you got to believe them. And you believe them. And some of the shit they say, yes, you're a nerd, dude. But listen, nerds can find people too. They just not gonna find them bad bitches that they looking for. You can't be a nerd. And I'm talking about the nerds. I'm not talking about the smart men. I'm not talking about. I didn't say a smart, intelligent man. I said a nerd, right? These men play games. They play those games. They play games, and they don't know how to talk and deal with people. They don't even know how to talk and deal with other men, let alone women, right? And so it's just it's a nerd who don't know how to talk to people cannot be thinking the bad bitch is coming over. Megan Thee Stallion is not gonna end up in your bedroom, no matter what. Okay, and if you and only if you got money, and you still not gonna get a Megan Thee Stallion. You might get a Megan Thee Stallion look like her. She ain't got no money, and you got some money, you could pay her, and that's it though. I got to learn how to talk to people. You got to learn how to talk to other men. You got to learn how to talk to women. And if you don't know how to, if you don't know how to do that, then you got to go find the person whom is like you, shy like you, geeky like you. Some people don't want to see themselves for who they are. You know what I mean? Like I'm a grandmother, right? I'm a 55-year-old woman. I know this. I'm not hiding that, right? And some of y'all though, y'all don't want to face who you are. Cause once you know who you are, know what you like, not just know what you want, you gotta know what you like and what you can gravitate to. Something you like should be somebody you could talk to, somebody you could confide into, somebody you could love, who gonna love you back. But no, when I say someone you like, people start going to the first thing that they eyes, that they like on the eyes, who they imagine they wish they could be. They wish they could be with a Meg Thee Stallion, a Glorilla, or Beyonce. But the truth is, you wouldn't be able to handle those women, right? It wouldn't work out. But you might be able to handle Sharon. I was about to say Sharon, y'all. I was thinking about a woman, but I'm gonna give it another name because that's fucked up. I don't know why that name came to me so quick, because it started with an S. But you might be what is a woman name? God damn it. This Vonda. Okay. You might Vonda down the street. Vonda down the street. She's shy. She wear her glasses, but she cute when she take them off. She cute, right? She keep herself decent and everything, right? She also is quiet, so because she kind of don't know how to deal with people neither. When you walk up to her and you say hello, and she say hello back, y'all have a conversation, and you might find your person. But because everybody is imagining being with this perfect person, they're gonna have the perfect teeth, the perfect smile, the perfect personality, the perfect everything. They're gonna that's in your mind. That's what you think you deserve, but that person doesn't exist, and therefore you're not gonna get it. And I'm not saying you're not gonna get it because you don't deserve it. I'm saying you're not gonna get it because it doesn't exist. That's all. That's it. Okay. Um, that's it. And if y'all don't, and just be honest, if you don't want somebody, it's okay. You know. And sometimes you might have to move out the area if you have to, and change your dating pool. But That's not gonna work. You're gonna end up with the same people in your dating pool. Right? Now you could stay in the same area, you gotta change yourself. And now you got a different group of women looking at you. You in different spaces. You people people not even going out to be around other people. How you even know what kind of person you really like? The only reason you know because you looked at TV, right? Or some movie, or these men are on here talking, and most of these men are lying, right? Most of these men are telling a lie. They're lying about their experience, and they always talk about they know somebody who knows somebody who dated somebody who knows somebody. Right? They never can tell you, well, they having this run-in with these type of women, right? Because the men in this area really don't have those options like that. And that's why they're angry at women, because they don't have the options like that. And then we women who are around here, we watching y'all, right? We watching, and because we're watching and listening to you, it's becoming harder for us to want to be with men. You're chasing the women away because the shit that you men are saying. You would be the leader if you are a leader, right? A woman who she wants to be with a man who knows his shit. He know how to talk to people, react. If something come up, him and her could put their heads together and come up with some conclusion on how they're gonna deal with it, right? Some women do want a man who gonna, take that off her shoulder where he gonna deal with it. Most women really truly want a man like that. But then they got some women who they know how to deal with shit too. Miss Cab said his wife is white. That's why. Whose wife is white? Tommy on him screwing so many hair hats ain't. Oh yeah, Tommy on film screwing many hair hats. I know that's right. Yeah, I don't think it's funny, but hey, men outside never stop talking to me over makeup and weave. I know that's right. That's what I'm saying. Like in real life, right? When we outside, the woman, the women could be had like tomorrow. She could have a whole face full of makeup, like because tomorrow gonna be Friday, or should I say today? Today Friday, she get made up. She put on her dress. She looking good. But then Saturday come, right? When she about to go run her errands or here and that, or they about to go on a date, she might have her hair up in a ponytail and with no makeup, just fresh face, looking cute with her sneakers on and everything. And the men not complaining about that. They only get online and complain. They're not even complaining to the women in real life. That's why women not taking them serious though, right? Because we know what's going on in real life. We know what's going on. And that's what it is. Oh, you're talking about Sharon. What about Sharon? Let me see. No, I think they were talking about Tommy. Uh, is somebody talking about Sharon's wife? No, I don't. And his wife is white. That's why. Oh, you talking about Mr. Cab? What? But what? Who mentioned Sharon though? When you say his wife is what? Because I was wondering who you was talking about. What does it matter if his wife is white? You told us you've been with white women. I'm confused. So we could be with white women, but you can't marry them and have family and children with them. But I don't think it about. I think we were talking about Tommy. I think that I brought up a woman named, and I was about to say Sharon, right? But then I backed it up and said I don't know why I thought of that name. So I wasn't talking about Sharon though. Um, if his wife is white and he was attacking black women, that would be different. But he's pro black up in everybody, right? He don't even talk about race over there. People like to throw it in his face that his wife is white and shit like that, but I'm not understanding. What's going on? Yeah, see, thank you for telling me. Yeah, I was wondering who brought up Sharon's wife. Thank you for letting me know. You were coming in with a name. Yeah, I was coming up with a name for a female, and I was saying Sharon, right? And then I thought, oh, and then that's what I was explaining. But no, I wasn't talking about Sharon, and I definitely don't talk about his wife. His wife is real nice, right? And like they over their family, right? She's raising black children and mixed children, right? And she don't seem to have no problem with it, and I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Uh, she seemed nice, and I like her as as much as I know her. So so I just want to clear that up. I ain't talking about nobody's wife. Nobody's wife. I never mentioned nobody's wife, y'all. I didn't mention Sharon's wife and nobody else's wife neither. So it wasn't me, okay? I just want to clear that up. Um, when I leave this earth, I ain't coming back. Well, it depends on how you leave the earth. Okay, you ain't really got too many choices, but there are some things you could do that where you may not come back, and that's for those of us who believe in reincarnation, right? If you reincarnated, but reincarnated, yeah, if you believe in that, then yeah, you ain't gonna have too much choice. But if people believed in reincarnation, right, they would live life differently. You would live life differently, but somewhere somebody came up with the smart idea of everybody dies, and then everybody who dies, all the millions and millions of people who die every year for all these years, all of us gonna end up in something called heaven. It's gonna be overcrowded after a while, right? But we all gonna end up in heaven, baby. Right? And so, like, when is heaven gonna ever overflow? Like, is it infinitely that big where there will be no overflowing? And what you gonna be doing in there with all those people? Are you gonna start dating then and get married? Like, it's crazy, right? But if you believed in something that makes more sense, where you know when you die, your spirit is reincarnated, you come back, and so as somebody or something else. Tara said, I met a woman recently who lost 2 toes in an alligator feeding contest. She was very nice and not angry at all at the alligator at all. Yeah, why would she be angry at the alligator? Her ass is the one who was in the contest, right? She the one who gave up her 2 toes. What's going on? Oh, you want the link? Okay. Yeah. Uh, how you gonna be mad at the alligator for being the alligator? She, the alligator is alligating. And alligators is angry. They honor it because they have all those teeth and no toothbrush. That's what mama say. Mama say. Okay. Mama say the alligator is angry. It's not the Amaduma. It's the toothbrush. They don't have a toothbrush. I was supposed to be leaving, y'all, and I'm still up here. Hey, Sunkiss. Sunkiss, that's you, sis?
Yeah, it's me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
Pretty. I don't know. They got their background up there.
Oh, you talking about the world? Uh, anyway, I believe we are energy like leaves falling off a tree. See, I like that. Yeah, that like if you believe in reincarnation, though, right? You're gonna believe that you could possibly come back as an ant, a bug, a worm, a bird, or another race of people. And just imagine if everybody believed that you could come back being another race of people, you would want more fairness across the board, right? Because you would want that maybe if you come back, you don't want to be somebody's slave. You don't want to be in the middle of some war, right? You would rather have world peace and harmony. But I digress. What you were saying, Queen Sunkiss? He said, I used to make that guy say that with a real Cajun accent. So the people out here killing people, hanging people, are they going to heaven too? Well, based on the religion, right? And as you can see, I'm not a religious person. If they ask for forgiveness, even at the last moment, then yes, they're going to heaven. Okay, that's what they say. I think the killer's gonna end up coming back and be victims, right? They're gonna go through a lot of hardship until they learn a lesson. Okay. Uh, but the two-toed person, the two-toed person come and talk to you a little more when you say you met her when she on crutches. How you know she had two toes? And she took off her socks and showed you and wiggled and only had three. And was it her big toe and her middle toe? Like what was the two toes that the alligator took? Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. He said he ain't coming back. I'm just going to be a spirit. So I can okay. So I can tell you how you may not come back, right? If you don't want to come back. When you pass away, they're gonna put you in a box, right? Depending on what type of box they end up putting you in. That more expensive box that take forever and ever to degrade in and where your body don't become back with the earth just by them putting you in the earth is not the same thing, right? So if it takes decades for your remains to become one with the dirt, then it's gonna take decades for you to come back. You will come back, right? So people who get cremated and then the ashes are spread, or they get cremated and where they're not stuck in a pine box with nails that steel made of iron and keep you locked up in that goddamn crypt forever. Okay? What's going on, Peter Butterfly? Listen, let your ashes be spread out in the wind. Become one with the dirt, with the earth. Okay? But if you lock yourself in, yeah, let them people lock you up in a coffin. Use real iron as the nails and put you in a vault. you go you ain't coming back, okay? You ain't coming back. You're gonna become a vampire.
Not a vampire.
I'm tripping. I heard that you seen that movie Sinners yet?
I did.
You did?
I Yes, I did.
Was
I
it
love
good?
it. I enjoyed it.
I
Like I
want
think they can do more with it. Like it can become a TV show or it can become trilogy.
I want to go see it. I guess I never heard. I just heard about it like yesterday, and everybody
Yeah,
was
you should
talking
go
about it.
see it.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell it's about. I think Sharon just mentioned that. I think they
It's a
mentioned.
vampire movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like vampire.
They black folk.
Yeah, that sounds like that. Um, I'm I might make a husband take me tomorrow. I'm
Yeah,
in
go
love.
see it, bro. Go see
Damn,
it. Then
it's
we can
getting
talk
late.
about it. It's spoiling for everybody else that ain't seen it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Look, everybody, I should look and see if it's online, but I'm
Yeah, it
gonna.
might be.
Yeah, it may be on them, but I want to go support the black people. Okay, and go to movies. Let me tell you, girl, movies cost a lot.
It's not as it done came down a little bit because my husband. Well, we went to the matinee because I had to work. I was like, "Look, you want to go see this movie?" Because I'm not a movie person, but he like, "I think you really gonna like this movie." I said, "Fine." We got to go early, so we went about 11 o'clock. He
Yeah,
paid $21 for both of us.
oh, see, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. I'm gonna look, cause yeah, the matinee do be cheaper, but you do have to go kind of early. I'm gonna look it up and see if hubby want to go. Well, I ain't gonna see if he want to go. I'm telling him we going. So I think
Ain't
he
no
like it.
choices.
Yeah, he got no choices yet. Gotta give him a choice. He ain't gonna want to go. So sometimes I gotta be stern and be like, "Hey, we're going to movie." Or if I just say I want to go see a movie, he'll buy the tickets and everything. Tell me to care.
Hey, Bob.
How you
Well,
doing?
hey, Queen.
How you doing?
Hey, what? I was just looking up. I was just going across some stuff about that movie. It must be a serious movie. Is it more like Tales from the Crypt?
You can say that, but it's very culturally appropriate.
Appropriate
I
for the
say that.
time.
Yeah, and if you into the arts, like you can definitely appreciate what they did with this movie.
Yeah. I was just looking at some of the people. I was looking on X, and some of the Latinos complain they didn't get representation, but I see some of the other people saying, "Well, no, the time was what 1930s. They
Yes,
didn't
I'm trying to figure out what representation they thought they was finna get in the 1930s of Mississippi.
right
Like what the fuck?
in Mississippi."
And yes, that's where the movie is set in Mississippi, 1934, 36, somewhere up in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go check it out now for sure. Now I'm
Yeah,
with
because it's in
Bob
the
on that.
south, huh? Yeah, I want to go
It's gonna
see
blow up now.
it.
They seen
Hey,
them
Pierre.
they seen
Hey,
them Asians.
hey, Queen. Hi, Bomb. Hey, Kev.
Hey, brother.
Hey,
How y'all
they saw
doing?
them Asians in the movie and decided that they needed a spotlight as well.
Dang. What you thinking about, Pierre?
Oh, I was letting you know. I don't know if you saw, but I sent you a private video of my garden stuff, the stuff that I'm trying to plant.
Oh, what you said to do?
I put the link in your gardening the video you did yesterday.
Okay, yesterday. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
I made
check
a
it out.
comment.
Okay.
You can't
How
drop
you-
links in vertical, Pierre.
Say again, Queen.
You can't drop links in vertical.
What's that mean?
If she's streaming vertical, you can't drop no link in there.
Like on a comment?
Yeah, you can't do that.
I didn't know that.
YouTube disable all links in vertical because they say this make it easy for people to scam. So if it's a vertical stream, you can't drop no links in there. You're gonna have to put that on her community wall or something.
Well, I put it
Oh,
in
okay.
I just put it on the comment section
It's
after
not
the
gonna
video.
show up.
Really? I did not know that.
Yep, no
Because
links on vertical.
they used to let you do that stuff.
Oh yeah, they
Not in
changed.
vertical. Like they at the beginning of vertical they did, but that only lasted like 2 days.
Mm.
Let me see. It was yesterday, right?
Well, I put the video in today.
Oh, you know what I mean, but it was yesterday video. I mean,
Yeah, yesterday's
and it was
video.
a lot. Okay, let me see. Yeah, because I don't be no. I don't be. Let me see. Gardening. That wasn't it. Because when that was. Today is the 20. No, that so it was. You mean yesterday? Like yesterday? Like not
Yeah,
not.
your gardening one, the gardening video.
Yeah, all of them gardening. The one that I ended because y'all couldn't
Oh
hear me.
shoot, I'm confused. Maybe I don't know.
All of them say gardening. All of look, they got me with a copyright, y'all. When I was singing Kanye's song, I don't know if they what it say though. Let me see.
With
The
your own
only
voice?
oh they allowed it when I was singing because I was playing that gold digger background and I was
You
like,
must have
hey,
sounded too good.
booty, huh?
You must have sounded too good with it.
No. I was like, he sucked a dick. Why would Kanye do that? Tell everybody that shit. I had no idea. Put that shit in the song. But yeah, all of them say God. I noticed that
Let me
today. So right now I got like 6 of them that just say bomb cherry garden. But
okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
so was you in the chat or was it
It's in the
yesterday
chat.
or today?
I didn't put it in the chat from the yeah, I made the video today
Uh-huh.
and
If
I
you
put
check
it
your
in.
comments, you should see it in your comment section since you just put the comment up today. If they
Oh yeah.
let it, if they show it, and if they don't show it, you can check in the hidden comments. It might be there.
Okay.
I clearly wasn't recording before.
I'm gonna find it if it's there. Or you can put it, if you got the link, you can put it up here and I can.
Yeah, let me try to see what I can do here. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking, I don't even know where to go look, because all I'm saying gardening. I'm even get confused with all I'm saying gardening. Because I'm at my live, right, area, and it says Palm Cherry Gardening 424. And then the next one say Palm Cherry Gardening. And then the next one say Palm Cherry Gardening, right? That's on the 23rd. And then on the 21st, it say Palm Cherry Gardening. So I apparently I was just putting gardening so people could know that that's all I was talking about.
Let
But
me look.
and then the one today, it says gardening, but I never talked about gardening. Well, earlier I did. So it's 2 gardenings yesterday.
Oh, I gotta find it then.
So let me see comments. Let me go to comment and see. Yeah, so there's no comment. Let me see if they got any help.
Okay, that's not.
Oh, I found it.
You
Okay.
found it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you say, hi, Bob. Here is my trees and herbs.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You know
Did
that
they let the video go through or no?
Oh no. It says, oops, something's wrong when I hit the link.
That's great. Golly.
Let me see if I could. So did you have it private or anything?
Yeah, I had it on like it's not public. No, I didn't put it on public.
Oh, okay. Let me make it but I could see it and maybe then now let me go publish and then let me click. Nope, it says
Listening
oops,
to
something
your
went
live
wrong.
today when I was making the video. So you'll hear you in the video because I was listening to your live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's not letting me see it.
That's a bummer.
But what you got growing over there?
Oh my God, I got so many herbs, and then I have 3 trees that I'm about to plant. I want him to take because I have a gardener that I'm going to have him take a couple of the trees out that I have that are not fruit trees because I really don't want trees that don't serve an actual purpose for food in my backyard because I mean, there's no point.
Right.
Some of the trees I can't take down because they're so huge and they've been there for so long, but the ones that I can take down, I'm going to take down and replant, you know?
Yeah. See that I want to do some grapes and I would love to do oranges and apples. But
Yeah.
man, when it's discouraging when they say you're not even gonna get fruit for 3 to 5 years. I'm like, oh my God.
But I'm telling you, the way that I feel about what's happening with the way this government is doing right now.
We might have to need it, huh?
Yes.
You're
So
right.
because you live in a winter area, I would, if you were going to do fruit trees, I would plant fruit trees in big planters so that if you need to take them into your house through the winter time, you can, that you can place them by a window or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And they say you could get them, what they call them, dwarfs, right? So they don't get too
Yeah,
big.
mine are going to be dwarfs.
Okay, cool. I think I might do that. Because you're right. Now there are some hardy apple trees, that's made for this area because they do have archery. But I don't know about oranges, so I think I might do that.
Citrus need a zone. I believe they say a zone 7 and above for citrus. So I don't think you're in a 7 zone.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking it might be too cold for oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the plug, Bob. Just call on the Mississippi.
Oh, really? Shit,
I'm talking about whatever food you need that you can't grow up there.
Oh no, I need the trees. I ain't talking about man.
Seen some mustard greens up there.
Oh yeah, I can grow that.
I like that you're telling people about this, Bon, because I don't know if people know how serious I think this is going to get with him being in office.
Yeah. I've been trying for years. Remember, you and I, we talked about gardening before.
Yeah.
When we was talking about Project 2025.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to get people to take this serious, and now here we are. And And it's about to get worse, you know, because they in control. And then
Yeah.
and if, as long as they stay in control, they already trying to pass the bill, right? It went through one where they about to make it where the wealthy people gonna get that tax break for the rest forever.
Permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's crazy.
did you hear what they're saying about Elon Musk and that he didn't go in with Doge in order to like really dismantle the government? What he did was to put a pipeline for our enemies, basically Russia and other countries, to be able to get our data. So that's treason.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where the government is, or people who are somewhat having a semblance of national security
Mm-hmm.
don't think that this is so egregious for them to be doing, and that Trump should really, really, really be put in an impeachment procedure
He can't
proceeding.
because they
It wouldn't
control.
matter. It wouldn't
They
matter.
yeah, they control everything. Remember, he went in and the first things that he dismantled were the people who would take him to jail
Yeah.
and do things. So all of that dismantled. We don't know that they took away the security of this country. These people can get in and hack any of us now, right? We have
Well,
nobody.
they have a whistleblower in one of the agencies talking about how if it wasn't for the agency that he works for putting in these blocks that anybody from an outside country cannot tap into that their mainframe. And I
Mhm,
guess Elon didn't know that. So when he was trying to give them the passwords, passcodes to get in,
mhm.
um, apparently he didn't know that there was a block for that
Oh,
agency.
oh, that's good.
So
That's
this
the only
person
way.
was a whistleblower telling the American government. He went into Congress and told them exactly what was happening with Doge, and these traitor Republican MAGAs, right? And I'm not going to say all the Republicans are traitors like that, but the MAGA Republicans
Hmm.
don't care. They don't care about our national security. They don't care about what's happening because they are white supremacists, and they don't care what they really want to dismantle this country brick by brick.
They don't care. They don't even give a shit if it's a dictatorship. And they'll
Oh
tell
no,
you
they
all
don't
that.
care.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
tell
they
you
don't
that.
care.
They tell you that in a second.
That's what they say now. But when
Right,
it get
until they get under, but we don't know no damn better until we get
right.
Mm-hmm.
into
Yeah, I don't think they know what a dictatorship is. That's why, right? Because you understand that you know, like a dictatorship in certain countries, Putin tells them what their job gonna be. Like you become of age, and you might get a notice in the mail telling you once you turn a certain age, you report at this job.
But they remember Hitler and they
Right.
remember all the stuff he
Well, I
did.
don't think they do remember Hitler. They
They
remember the
don't
name Hitler.
they don't care though. They
And
don't see that we are like frogs in a pot where they put them in put the frogs in cold water and then start turning the heat up and the heat up and the heat up. That's where we're at. That's what's happening.
yeah.
So this is a dictatorship.
Yes, right now we in a dictatorship, right? There's a
Yeah.
few people stopping him, pushing, but they're not stopping him. They just telling him, "Well, you got to do
Well,
this, you
he's
got to do that." And
basically
he going
ignoring the
against it,
Supreme Court.
right? He ignoring them, and then he trying to get them to say, "Well, who is the Supreme Court? They wasn't voted in to tell you know, this man what to do."
Mm-hmm.
And so they trying to get everybody against them, but at the same time, all them there's so many people hate that they voted for him. So but the ones who don't, they still got their loudest voices on the internet, right? The farmers losing their farms. They
Yeah.
already lost like millions of dollars already.
Well, I mean, it's part of the plan for this totalitarian regime is they want to take the land from these American farmers, because if these American farmers can't feed the American people, that's the biggest control system that they have against the American people.
Right.
Hunger
Real
makes
future.
anybody turn. You
They
know what I'm
already lost
saying?
97% of ours,
Huh?
farmers.
What about it?
I said, yeah, blacks already lost 97% of their farmers.
Yeah, but they didn't go.
He's
But they're
killing.
not. But they're not going hungry. It sounds like you're saying, well, if it happened to us,
No, all I said was that we already lost 97% of ours and only 3% more to go, and we out there.
yeah, but they don't
I
want. They're
said,
not the ones complaining, right? When they take, because the black people already know the struggles. They don't have the. They're not relying on the government because they couldn't get those contracts.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's beneficial. That's the only good thing that didn't happen for them now, because now they don't have no loans due, due to this contract that it was waiting that didn't come.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was just listening to the black farmer. That's why you don't hear them. You don't hear the black farmer saying a thing. They saying they used to this. They you know.
Well, they're not going to say a thing because they're going to be the major target. This is what they're waiting for Black Americans to uprise because that's what they want. Did you find out? Did you hear that Trump's father was a KKK member? Like legit?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, he
yeah,
went
we
to
knew that.
yeah, he went
We
to
knew
jail
that.
in the
I didn't know. I didn't know.
1920s.
I knew there was something weird going on, but I didn't know that he legit was a KKK member.
No, they saying they back in the day they was even saying that some people said they remember his dad bringing him to a rally years ago,
Mm-hmm.
many years ago. And so yeah, I remember when they knew his dad was a KKK
Yeah, his
member.
father got arrested with the Klan in 1920s back in the days.
Yeah.
He was a stone German. That's why and Trump wanted to be a German. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's why he got up there and say his daddy was a German, was born in Germany, trying to get that old, historic German thing that they found out that he wouldn't and stuff like that. But a lot of them caused, a lot of Germans came here, a lot of them in the South too. That's why they
Yeah.
got MAGA shit.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of the northern farmers were Germans.
Right. And his first wife had made it, I can go on and on about Trump. His first wife in her first divorce said that he kept a copy of Mein Kampf, Hitler's book, next to the nightstand and read it all the time when they was married.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So yeah, been knowing that. And that's about early on. Then his daddy, passed that information, that shit on to him. And when you listen to his cousins and his cousins that don't like him, speak, and they just talk about how he just was an asshole, they'll tell you they the ones that was saying, well, Michael Cohen, we didn't just get that he racist from nowhere, but even though we seen him with pictures of him with black folks, entertainers and stuff like that, could be for popularity. But they even said in behind closed doors that he would use the N-word and stuff like that. Then you also had the issues with the casinos when he pushed for blacks and Latinos to only work in the kitchen, and in the back, he wanted everybody on the floor to be white.
Oh, he said so many racist things against Native American Indians. It wasn't even funny.
Right.
Like he had a big problem with Native American Indians.
Right. Then you also got the military when he went to one of the funeral, there was the landscape bomb. What that is, when they got all the soldiers buried, one of those memorials, and stood there and said, "Well, he just don't get the point." What was that? Well, all that for what? All
Right.
that.
You say because they did, right? He don't like he said he don't like losers. If they got caught, then you're a loser. They went into the military and didn't get nothing from it, you a loser. Yeah,
Right.
he don't
Yeah. Dumb shit.
yeah, he don't. I think he's mentally ill, but
Yeah.
then
Of
He
when
course,
they
of
said,
course.
I
Mhm.
think that's what his parents said about him too. And
Yeah.
daddy
That's what
didn't
his
take,
family said.
yeah,
Right.
they didn't, his parents, they didn't favor him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So even growing up through life, I never thought he was some self-made multi-billionaire. I never thought that. I thought he was just a rich kid who got a trust fund or the daddy business. And when you got that kind of money that his daddy had, it's damn near hard to go broke. When you got money that's coming in from generations, you ain't going broke. That's how he was able to always maintain.
Well, he's a crook too, so crooks
he's a
always know
crook.
how to.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why he ain't go broke, because
Well,
he's
he
crook.
learned that underhanded shit from his daddy too. Yeah, you're right.
His daddy was a
With
crook.
the properties and stuff, yeah, that's part of it, kept him afloat. But I never thought he was no billionaire. I didn't believe that.
Shit, I
And if
remember,
it was,
when
there's a
people
lot of that his
claiming
daddy
that he
left.
was a businessman. Trump was a businessman. Yeah, he
Yeah.
gonna make us some money. Shit. Trump ain't made nobody no money not
But
last
look, he
time.
fooled everybody though. Even the banks was just giving them ridiculous loans and stuff. I was listening to Michael Cohen, like, yeah, he just Suck on all y'all. That's why his ass was going to jail.
Hmm. He fooled them until he was ready to go to jail, and that's why he's president now, so to stop him from going to jail. And I blame all the motherfuckers, right, who slow walk shit.
I blame the court system that
Yes,
should have put the judgment down before he got
that's right.
elected. I blame them.
Yeah,
That's
why
what I was
they
about to
should
Because
have
say.
now
waited
the
They,
till
Supreme
5 years. They should,
Supreme Court has to clean up the mess from that particular judge for all this shit right now.
yeah, see they shouldn't have waited to the 5th year to try to push those charges. They should have put that shit out immediately. Then you
Yes.
and go
but
to
they couldn't put it out immediately because they had to get all the evidence and things. And then different states had him up for indictment, right? But then the one that really got him, where he would have did some jail time, is the one in Florida. And that woman purposely held up things, right? Because they had him for where
so one of the judges.
he took one of them, he took documents.
Oh yeah, the documents.
Yeah, that's Florida case. Remember they went in his house and
Yeah,
grabbed him up?
yeah.
That's the one that
That's light work from what they're doing right now.
Right, but it's
for
kind of the
national
same, right?
security.
Yeah, what he did then, he took and he was giving it to other people, which now we
I forgot
realize.
about the documents. That was the most ridiculous. Sitting in the bathroom, let me show pictures of that.
Yeah, but it's the most serious, right?
Yeah, right.
It's
All
like
our
because he was
military
showing it.
secrets and shit. Our
That's
plans
right.
for war.
Yep, he showed all that shit.
Right, and we went through all that shit.
But that woman,
people knew that it was all over the news and stuff. I'm like, well, they still elected him.
now they didn't know. A lot of people didn't know because remember he was lying. He was
It
saying
was all on the news though. They had pictures of it, so if they in denial, they was gonna be in denial either way.
No, it wasn't all over all the news. And
CNN,
they got Fox News over there not showing that shit. And then even when they showed the spin
Fox
was
News is not news.
well, they don't know that because that's what they look at.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
That's as far as they know, it's news. So,
but yeah, that's it.
even Fox, even that,
And most of them wouldn't
sued,
care about him.
I don't know. I think there would have been a lot more people who cared.
Yeah.
Like and then there's still people out there secretly saying that the election was stolen. I don't know.
I know that I voted for Kamala, and my vote on October 25th was calculated, but on November 5th, sorry, the 25th of October, it said that my vote was counted. And then on November 5th, it said that not yet counted. So how did it go from counted to not yet counted? How did it get switched?
That's right. See, I don't know if we can even look to see how, but that's what people are saying. People saying that it was stolen, right?
I believe
and
it.
she shouldn't have conceded so soon. But she wanted to look good, and that's the problem with the Democrats. They pussies. Pussies.
Yeah, she should, but I get what they were trying to do. They were trying not to have a civil war because it would have caused a civil war, but we're about to go into some serious shit anyways.
But you can't just hand the country over.
Well, he won it, or he took it. Right? If it was
And what people don't understand is Trump is a narcissist. And what narcissists do is manipulate. And a manipulator, whatever they want, they're going to say and lie about everything to get what they want. That's what narcissists do. The problem is a majority of Americans, and even these white farmers and these white, rural area older people, they're not used to narcissistic people, and they take him at his word because that's what they're used to doing. But they've not dealt with the narcissist, and that is what Trump is. He's a narcissist. So he knows how to manipulate, and he knows how to say things to get people on his side. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't even know, because they just, like y'all said, these people want a war because he's telling them. He told them what he was going to do with the tariffs, right? And they answered like, yeah. and now they crying. Okay. And a lot of us, look, we preparing, and some of us is already prepared. You know, it's a lot of people who going they finding out.
Yeah, they gonna get what they asked
My
for.
suggestion, if you can't afford to do it right now, and now with all the tariffs and things like that, it's going to be very difficult for a majority of people to get these type of things. But I would definitely get big containers that you can put water in, store water in your garage. I would get two different types of generators, one that you can do solar power that can be renewable, that you can charge up with the sun, and I would also get a gas generator.
Mhm.
I would get prepared because what this regime has in store for the American people is not good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You must live in a
Uh,
rural area, Butterfly, a rural
I
area.
do not.
Okay.
I live in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, you said, yeah.
yeah.
Now, no, one thing I was gonna definitely go get is a generator, one of those Generac generators,
Hmm.
Hmm.
right? That come on automatically, down, especially down here, behind, when our power go out when it rains hard.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So, in the last time I had to stay a whole month in Texas because the power was out, because of the hurricane, because the power was damn out.
Hmm.
Yeah, but she's
Right. And I
saying
could have.
keep, you got to get these things together because that's how they gonna the attacks come. The
Mhm.
attacks come
Yeah, they're gonna
when they
attack.
go.
They're gonna attack urban areas with their food supply. They're gonna attack.
Mhm.
This is what Nazis do. This is what they did in Hitler's day, and this is the playbook. You know what I'm saying? If you know
Mhm.
anything about historical events and what they did, what Hitler did in Germany, these are the things. These are the things they start doing.
Yeah, of course I
So
do.
yeah.
I definitely
So
lived
they're gonna
World
hit
War
your
II
food supply.
and
They're gonna
Hitler.
hit your electrical supply. They're going to hit all those things. So like if you have a gas grill with bottles of gas, I would get, stock up with some of those. Like you're not going to be as prepared as you should be, but one of the main components is taking care of each other. Do you know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
not going to expect urban areas to care for each other, feed each other. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Protect each other.
Hmm.
And that is basically what is needed. Is we need to care. We need to be when they say united we stand, divided we fall. We need to stay united.
Yeah. No, I agree. They're gonna be shocked though about the Mervyn area because like we might get on the internet and talk a lot of shit, but when
No, but we got to take care of each other. We
yeah,
really do. I would buy big, huge bags of beans because dry beans you can soak. You can feed a lot of people. It doesn't spoil. You don't need a refrigeration for it.
yeah, yeah,
I
man.
mean,
Bond,
I
you know how to
really,
cook beans? I mean,
yeah.
I'm Bond.
I think everybody now can cook some beans.
I'm messing with you.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
You know what
Beans
to do
have
with
all
them beans?
those vitamins and they have the protein and things like that. And, it's a sustainable food supply.
yeah. I was doing looking at some videos online where how they went through the last depression and shit, and
Mm.
some of the meals that they were eating, and them people was
Hmm.
eating like weeds. We consider them weeds, right? But I remember I mentioned this what they dandelion
Yeah.
salad,
Hmm.
and they had the beans if they could find them. There was some hard things that was very difficult to grow back then because you got to remember the weather was different back then too. It was
Yeah.
colder, um, and so they didn't have any meat. A lot of the men was off the war. Right? All kinds of shit was going on, and people was barely eating. And I think we are wasteful. So people can't imagine what you're talking about right now up here. They
Hmm.
Mm.
can't imagine, right? People who've never been hungry, who's always had something to eat, even if it was a ketchup sandwich, they don't
Hmm.
understand that if without certain things you ain't gonna have no bread. Because if the store is closed, cause no electricity, then or transportation, they talk about they about to hit the the truck drivers. The truck drivers about to be without a
Well,
job.
because
You
the
bringing
truck
back
drivers
memories,
are
Don. You
the
bringing back
truck
memories.
drivers are the ones bringing in the food. So they are the heart. I mean,
Mhm.
farmers are the heart of America, right? But
Mm-hmm.
but the truckers are the hands of the farmers. You know
The
what I'm saying? So
bloodline.
yes, they're the bloodline. So
Mhm.
they're going to hit. They're definitely hitting the. We already know they're hitting the farmers right now, and
Mhm.
they are going to hit the truckers because the truckers are the ones that are keeping America alive.
They say it. The truckers say when they going, like when they going to pick up things from these places where the ships bring it in, that they
Hmm.
seen minimum things coming in.
Yeah, the
And
longshoremen, right? On the like the ones that take in and all the stuff from overseas.
mhm.
When they was about to go on strike, they shut that shit down quick. They ain't play with them people. You can't play with the people that
Mm-mm.
work the ports.
No.
Yeah, but
That
we talk about the stuff coming in. You got a tariff, and most of our stuff come from one area, and nothing
yeah.
coming in because nobody can afford that shit.
Well,
Uh,
Trump's plan is to completely destroy America. If the people that don't know it by now, that is exactly his plan because nobody does tariffs at 150% without already having industries in place in America. That lets you know he's full of shit.
But look, some of us saw this early, right? I've been telling people for years, didn't know exactly who gonna do it, but there's gonna be
Hmm.
some slavery going back on, right? By the time my grandson is a certain age, um, if somebody don't stop this shit, we on the road to a whole motherfucker change for real,
Hmm.
and people don't believe it, right? Even though like we got lots of people who lost their whole everything that they've been saving through all them years of working.
Yeah.
The stock market took it all away, right? Lots of people last
Yeah,
time. Oh,
all of their retirement
yeah.
because the retirement is based on these different agencies investing in different things. So
Mhm.
that's how your retirement is built. So he destroyed it
Yeah,
in 3 days.
3 days. And then people are fake and get on here talking about, oh no, it's doing better. Yeah, but you mean it did better today than it did yesterday, but it ain't nowhere close to where it was way up there,
Hmm.
right? So it's the most craziest thing. Um,
And these white supremacists, they talk about the Constitution, but they only think the Constitution applies to them, or they only want it to apply for them, not for
right.
anybody else.
Nobody else, right? So, hey, it's gonna look. A lot of people can't come because they're not gonna be prepared.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, like I don't want to carry a whole lot of people. Like if I give you information, I'm like, okay, I can't tell everybody what I'm doing, right? We gotta be very careful here, right? You can't tell everybody
Hmm.
what you might be doing because soon as shit collapse, they coming to take it from you, right?
Well, I used to do all that stuff and I stopped doing it because you can never be prepared enough. And at this point, I I'm leaving it I have to leave it in God's hands because honestly, you cannot prepare enough. You can prepare a little, but you
Mm-hmm.
cannot prepare enough for what they have in store. And like I said, even if I can't use the things that I'm preparing, and
Uh-huh.
maybe it's not meant for me, maybe God has it meant for somebody else. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but they can't come take my shit without getting shot. That's all I got to say.
I
Right?
mean, there you go.
We warn them. We tell them, hey, prepare, grow your shit, right? So you can get an idea of how to grow it.
And do
Um,
like you do. You got all these seeds and you have all of the cotton balls and all the fertilizer and everything like that. So even if you don't have it right now, you can grow within a few weeks and months. And as long as you have some kind of food to sustain you until you grow what you need,
mhm.
that's a positive. If you have a grow light, get some grow lights. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's
Right.
going to happen. I mean, I
Exactly.
do know what's going to happen because this is a Hitler playbook.
Yeah. And the playbook was out, got exposed, and people was reading. We didn't even get all the way through it, right?
Yeah.
But they on track. They do just the way page, chapter by chapter, what they said they were gonna do. That's what they doing.
Oh, Project 2025 is a Hitler playbook.
Yes, and so that's what's happening. Now, people need to go and open that book and see what's next. Okay, and if we can't get nobody to stop it, like, you know, they right now, some woman won in one of them states and they trying to stop it and challenging it and shit, right? The law.
I mean, he's got a shit ton of lawsuits against him, and his whole, his whole regime has got shit tons of lawsuits against them. But lawsuits only do so much if the people back down, or the people, like right now they're protesting because they're pissed as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just it's white America too. People that
That's
have
right.
voted for him. You know
We
what I'm
need-
saying?
We need another January 6th, sometime this July, maybe July
Well,
4th. You know, we need to be in Washington saying we ain't caring what the hell you got to say. Okay, because that's the only thing I can see is to stop this.
who is Sin? Because this person is making really strange, stupid comments in here.
Oh, what's she saying? Let me go look. Let me see.
Saying stuff about conspiracy theories. This is not a conspiracy theory.
Right, you can go and look.
If you go and you look at the history of Hitler and how he did and how he took over that government, the German government, and how he started his whole movement and his regime, and how he started, this is the same playbook. When I say playbook, that's what I'm speaking of.
But all you got to do, Sin, I'm not sure if you, like, it's all over the internet, all over the place. Go read 25.
Project 2025 is exactly what Hitler did in Germany.
And he said that he liked those type of people, right? So yes, that's what they're doing. And it came out before he got in office, and he denied it. He said, "Oh, I don't know anything about that." But
his name was in there over 300 times.
That's
he
right.
Don't know.
And now they following it. They actually following that Project 2025. They're following it.
I mean, Big J said they were implementing parts of Project 2025 in the year 24. They're already starting to do it in Texas. Sorry, they were already starting to do it in Texas. They were already implementing in Texas and other states.
All them states, all them southern states, Louisiana, right? Florida. They was putting things in play, thinking if he win, we're gonna be able to get away with it. But if he don't win, they knew the lawsuits were gonna make them take that shit out, like prayer and in Louisiana in the school. That shit is against the Constitution, right? But they pushed that through.
The fact that they had these evangelical Christians in where was it, in one of the Congress halls and stuff. That's a conflict of the Constitution. They're letting you know they don't give a shit about the Constitution.
Yes, I mean, yeah. How would they use it?
They change the Constitution if they could, without a doubt.
Yeah, they would.
They already hinting at the shit now with that third term shit and all that. So yeah, they definitely willing to change the Constitution.
Well, they know they can't, but they putting it out there like they can, and then they want to get them people who did January 6th to come and do that shit again when he tried to push it, and then they deny it, and then they're gonna start threatening people, right? Because they burning down, they got people burning down people's homes.
I mean, that's what happened in California.
And Butterfly, who do you think what happened with Hitler? He had a small group, and that's how they got started.
Yes.
Right? And then he turned that small group into SS men. Then they got big enough where they was violent enough to challenge the government.
Yes.
And they had government officials that were.
Well, you already got a lot of these Republicans, from like the one from Alaska said she's scared. She's scared to confront them.
Yeah. I mean, he got the whole Republican Party scared to even say something.
I just don't understand it, because it just seems simple to me. Walk up, bam. That's it.
I just heard about a story where they deported 2 women that went to Hawaii from Germany to go on vacation, and they kicked them out of Hawaii.
Damn. Yeah, that's what they're doing. People came, a guy had a seminar. He was like a boxer, fighter, kickboxer or something. He had a seminar. He would come and do work. And when he got here, they put him in jail. He was in prison. Federal prison for
teaching the people how to fight.
Fighting. Well, he was fighting for his life. I don't know if they were teaching it. I don't know. Well, Mr. Cat, you think that shit funny?
No, you were saying he was a karate teacher. I was just saying.
No, but yeah, that's what he do, karate, right? But he came to this country to do a seminar. They put him in federal prison where he had to fight for his life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was another boxer there. He had to fight him, and then them people was fight. He had to fight every night. That shit not funny.
I bet you they bet on it.
So
I mean, you have he's preventing, or people are scared. They've been told from all these different countries across the globe, don't go to America. We are like what they used to say, don't go to Iran, don't go to Israel, don't go to all these different places because they're a danger zone. Well, guess what? America's a danger zone for people trying to travel and vacation here.
And they telling us as U.S. citizens, Black and brown people and shit, do not leave because they might not let your ass back in. And they telling people here not to leave because but you might end up in prison trying to get back in.
Let me ask y'all this: what's with the new the IDs to fly now? I'm just not hearing about that you got to get a ID in America to fly.
They've been telling us that for 20 years.
There used to be, that was like 10.
Now?
Yeah.
The ID with the star on it. Yes, they've been doing
real
that.
ID. Yeah, they've been.
But I'll tell you what I have peeped though. Let me tell you what I've peeped. You know the different logos for these different businesses where they used to be majority of either red, blue, or whatever color was their logo. Have you noticed that the writing only is in color and everything else around it is white? They've changed logos for all of these businesses. They're letting us know what they're doing right up under our noses. The businesses that are thriving under Trump have changed the logos to white.
I do know that, like we was mentioning, right? So they got people, especially black men. If y'all go out, y'all ain't coming back in. He did that last time when I told people, huh?
Yeah, you're right about that.
He did not let them back in. And then, like, if you look black and brown, if you black and look like you could be Mexican, right? Because they just sending people wherever they want to send them just by looks. They don't give a shit about nothing else. So if you're a black man, but you look like you could be Mexican, right? Because they just decided that you look like you might be Mexican or this or that, Honduran or whatever.
They know damn well.
Yeah, they know.
They don't care.
They don't care, and that's what I'm saying. They don't care what your name is. They don't care about this. They're sending people away to these prisons. It's not like they even kicking you out and then you got to figure it out.
I mean, he said it out of his own mouth. He said, you need to build a lot more of these prisons because we need to have some homegrowns here.
He showed you they got snipped up. Hot mic. He told that man, yeah, we're going to be sending some homegrowns to prison. Not to just where we going to kick you out the country. He's sending people to prison.
And then they're trying to say, well, if we gave everybody due process, it would cost so much money. Motherfucker, yes. Due process. That's part of the Constitution.
It wouldn't cost them that much money if they stopped just picking up random people, right?
Do you know how much it's cost them to take military planes to take these people over to Nicaragua? Is it Nicaragua? No, not Nicaragua. Where is it? In San Salvador. Do you know how much it's costing for these military planes to take all them?
Probably the same amount.
Costing a lot of money.
Probably the same amount as him going golf every fucking weekend up.
Girl, don't even get me started on that.
Golf. I forgot about the golf.
Yeah, he's golfing and he don't give a fuck about the America burning because he is Hitler reincarnated.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I got to get out this kitchen, okay? I've been standing for too long. But we will be back Friday night, tomorrow, sometime, y'all. Tomorrow evening, we can continue talking about it. I'm gonna finish because I did do my yams. I cut them in half, put them in water. They under the grow lights right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to show that today, but
I wanted to see that.
yeah. When I show it, it's real simple how you do it, but I'll show it
You
tomorrow.
you gave some really great ideas, and I'm gonna follow up with the cotton balls because it's very inexpensive to be
Yes,
able to use the cotton balls. That is genius.
yes. I didn't come up with it, but I found it.
But the fact
So
that you're passing it along for the
yeah,
benefit of anybody listening to you is it's a beautiful thing.
yeah. I know when people might not be really into gardening, but if I can get them to get one pack of seeds and then not even have to buy a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
then I figure I'll go the cheap route and show them. But yeah, the cotton balls are working great. I hope you're seeing
Mm-hmm.
that, right? You see where I put the seed and
Yeah.
spring up. Yeah.
What is but I didn't know what was the name of the fertilizer that you're using and
Okay.
do you
So,
dilute it?
yeah, I'll show tomorrow because it's over there
Okay.
somewhere. But
Okay.
it's in a bottle. Um,
Okay.
it's liquid, and I think I even showed how to. I think it's in the first video, one of the first videos. I
Yeah.
squirt it. It squirts the regular amount per gallon, so it would just, and yeah, you put it in a gallon of water. So I have a
Yeah.
gallon bottle, and it lasts. They say people, and they have other type too, but yeah, this one is for all the vegetables and everything. I had to take them peas and put them in the ground because peas don't like to be messed with. They like to be
Yeah.
sown directly.
Yeah.
So while they germinating, as soon as they germinate, I'm gonna go finish putting them in the ground.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll talk about that
All
tomorrow.
right.
I definitely want to see when you give me a chance to so I can see what you got going on over there. But
Okay.
definitely, I was talking about you today about the chocolate mint. You mentioned chocolate
Yeah.
mint. I was like, that
So
smell like. Go ahead.
it smells like chocolate and mint, and the orange smells like orange and mint.
Yeah.
It's so I can't wait for them to get big enough because they're good. Like if you do infused water and stuff like that, it's really good to put in there.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go look for some because that sounds so
Yeah.
good. And I heard the chocolate mint ice cream. So I make ice cream. I was like,
Oh, yeah,
ooh,
you could put that. Yeah, definitely you could put that in ice cream for
yeah,
sure.
I'm definitely gonna see if I can find um some seeds. And
Yeah.
because I don't have any mint, so I do want to try mint. But
Yeah,
mint take over. So you got it in a container or
I've got them in containers. And I know they do take over, but it's good because it covers the soil to keep the soil moist too when it
yeah.
takes over like that.
Yeah, I heard it's good for like under your fruit trees too, they say, because it'll keep it moist, like you just
Probably.
said.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So okay. Yeah, because I seen people with the mint when they go out there, because it just pops up, right? It comes up every
Mm-hmm.
year. It keeps
Yeah,
growing and growing.
once you plant it, even if it dies off in the winter time, if you
It comes back.
rewater it, the seeds, it'll pop back up again.
That's right. It pops right back
Mhm.
up. So they say it's one of the ones that's hard to get rid of if you decide
Yeah,
to get rid of it. So I'm gonna put it
yeah.
in a container with a couple
Yeah,
other
I
things.
would. I would. And then
Yeah.
if you in the wintertime, if you want to have it and you want to drop it in some tea or whatever, you have it to just cut a couple leaves off and drop it in there.
Yeah, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might look online before I go to sleep tonight, or should I say this morning, because hubby gonna be
Yeah.
waking up soon.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
gonna
a
go,
bunch of different brands of like there's different flavors of the mint. They have a variety.
yeah.
Hmm.
How how long does it take? Do you remember how long they said?
I bought the plants. I didn't even
Oh,
start
you got the
seed.
plant. Yeah, I forgot
I
you
just
in a
grabbed
different
I
zone too.
Yeah, I grabbed the plants from one of the was it Star Nursery? I think Star Nursery, and I
Yeah.
planted them a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not a bad idea. I've done that before, but
hmm
once you start liking it, like certain things,
Yeah.
then you're gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna get these seeds. Even though it's a lot though. You saw
Yeah.
how many seeds be in one pack,
Yeah.
be a lot. But it's so much cheaper though.
It's cheaper, but it's easier if you have stuff already started. Like I planted 3 fruit trees like a few years ago,
Hmm.
and I got them really small,
Yeah.
and they didn't thrive. But I also didn't know what I was doing because they're saying, because I did amendments for it, like all over the place, like the soil, the fertilizer and all that stuff, and they're saying don't put the fruit trees in with amendments because it doesn't let them thrive, because they're
Right.
looking for the conditioning, and when they no longer have the conditioning, they don't thrive. And those three fruit trees did not thrive. So I'm
And
going to try
also,
and do something. Yeah, I'm trying
and
to do something
also,
different.
yeah, and also though, they also say like if you because I do like when I go to the big box stores and they have these trees and they it's dry, it's in the box, right? And they say
Hmm.
you take it and they say sometimes those things just ain't no good, right? They could be dead, but you don't know it
Yeah,
so if you don't like I have to go to a nursery and then them goddamn trees is in the hundreds of dollars.
I know, but I luckily got one, the really tall Meyer lemon tree.
Hmm.
It's taller than me, but I got it for $39, and the rest of them were like over 200.
Girl, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for
It's
any
worth
tree,
it if
30
if
some
you if
dollars.
yes, if you have the money and you can afford to buy those trees at $200 a pop, that's your best bet, because they're
Yeah.
already pretty much established, and you
Hmm.
know that they're probably going to produce fruit very quickly.
Soon. Yeah. But
Yeah.
um I'm wondering because I'm wondering if like one of your trees, you said you got a big tree. I wonder if you could graft on a fruit tree to a regular tree.
Well, yeah, you can. They have all the grafting videos. You can do that all the time.
Yeah, which means you could turn a regular tree into a fruit tree.
Yeah.
The
It's
part
a
where
lot
you
of work
graft
though,
on.
grafting. And then you have to wrap it up to make sure that it heals.
Yeah, but they got little things now that you put on. It's so simple. Like before you were showing people where they cut and then they was wrapping it with
Yeah.
saran wrap and this and that. Now
Saran
they got
wrap,
this
yep.
product where it's just one little tube piece of material that you
Mm,
put there and keep the I know look, technology and once people see something and then they create something, they hope,
yeah.
and that's what I love YouTube, man.
Yeah,
But
I'm
that
gonna tell you, YouTube's taught me a lot of stuff. Like it taught
mhm.
me back in the day certain sewing things, because I have 2 sewing machines. I haven't really sewn in a long time. Girl, you took sewing to a whole nother level. You way to another level.
When I started sewing bags.
No, sewing everything, girl. You
Yeah,
sew everything.
I do
You know
sew
what I mean?
everything.
I was just
Yeah.
into sewing baby blankets for my grandbabies and things like that. Dog clothes, when my dog was still alive.
Oh, you
Because
lost your doggy?
yeah, I lost him.
Oh,
He was almost 16 years old. He was having a lot of complications, and I had to put him down. Girl, I was so heartbroken. Like for 3 weeks, I've been heartbroken.
yeah.
And
Sorry to
every
hear that.
little, yeah, I mean, even still, like I think about him, and just certain things. Like I cleaned the carpet, and I was like, this is the last remnant of him. Like yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I cleaned my whole bedroom carpet because he had issues. Like he would drool, and the drool would smell because he was old and there was so many things going on with him, and he would have
Right.
accidents and all this stuff, right? So I was cleaning the carpet, and I just started crying because that's the last remnant of him. He's no longer, I don't have anything else. He's not here no more. Like that
Yeah.
was his smell, or even though it was funky, he had a funky smell. You know what I'm saying? That was still my baby.
It's
You know
still
what I mean?
him. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I remember
And
the little videos of him coming over. You
yeah,
would show your nails and he would just come and jump around. And
yeah.
yeah, but I'm
He
sorry to
got
hear
to
that.
he got to the last year he couldn't walk up and down the steps. I had to carry him every time he would have accidents. I was constantly cleaning up after him.
Yeah.
He had dementia. He couldn't see very good. He couldn't hear very good. He would panic when I would leave to go to work. would be a
Oh,
whole lot of things, you know what I mean? And he would wake me up all night long because he would panic because of his dementia. I would have to get up like every hour on the hour with him and, put him on the potty pad and all that stuff, girl. It was a lot of
yeah,
work, but I still miss him. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You ain't getting no diapers, little diaper for him, so
He got to where his legs were having problems where he would collapse and fall.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I had bought the diapers, but to put him on him would hurt his legs, his bat legs and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it would be difficult to put the diapers on him and then they would slip off the back of his butt because he got so skinny, that
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that they wouldn't stay up. So it was a whole thing. He had his issues and everything. And then I had the vet come to my house and my daughter's aunt did light therapy on him. And then, he was outside with the birds singing and not in a vet office, panicked. And
Mm-hmm.
it was under his, like it was, she put him down in a very loving way
Yeah,
in my home and stuff so that, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't panicked.
yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot of, the week that I had to put him down, he coughed up blood and there was blood all over his blanket.
Mm.
And I was like, and it was chunks of blood. And I was like, where, like, this is coming out of his stomach? Where's this coming from? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it was a whole bunch. And I said, uh, I need to do something because he's suffering. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well,
So,
I'm sorry to hear about it, and
girl, I'm still heartbroken over him, girl. You just don't know. I had him
yeah,
since a puppy,
yeah.
like
16
just
years.
almost 16 years. He was just shy a few months
Yeah,
of being 16.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna sign off. I'll probably see you this weekend if you're around.
Oh, for sure.
Um, okay, and yeah, I'll talk about the garden, what I did
Yeah.
with these yams
And then
tomorrow.
maybe I'll hop on and then I'll show you mine. That way you don't have to watch the video.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
All right, Bob.
Okay,
Thanks
talk
for
to you
having me
later.
on. All right. Bye.
Always welcome. Okay. Bye, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, um, because I'm really not sleepy, but I'm just tired of being in this kitchen. And I know if I unplug the laptop, it's gonna die, stream go in, and but I do need to go upstairs, take my oh, but let me show the glow lights because I'm not gonna be able to probably show them tomorrow. Let me show the glow lights real quick. Let me see. Share. Um, just share from my phone. Cause yeah, tomorrow it'll be daylight or the lights will be on in here. So let me see. So I have a heating pad too, but I'm returning it because um that thing not even getting warm. Like it's very like I think the light alone, the grow lights is warmer than that pad would be. So let me see. Let me do this, and stop a second. Okay, so here are the glow lights, and these are the sweet potatoes. So what I did, I cut them in half, and then I put toothpicks and put them in some water. Right. This one I didn't cut in half. I just left it. So the slips are gonna grow at the top. And the only reason I got the grow lights on is because I could put it outside, but I'm gonna leave them indoors. And at night I'll just put the grow lights on. Okay. And but you don't have to put them you don't have to do them indoors if you don't have grow lights. But you will have to put them outside in daylight, bring them back in. Or if you got a windowsill. I don't have a windowsill, y'all. Okay. Um, but I do have an area where if I wanted to open the window over there and sit it down, I can, but I'm not doing all that. Okay, so that is the yams. I'll show them again tomorrow, but so the small one that I had, because it came in 2 seeds, and I probably get some more. And this portion, that's in the water where the roots grow, and this is going to grow the slips. And they say that each seed should grow 20 slips. And when they meet each slip, like this half should have at least 20 slips, and that one and this one. Do I need all those slips? I do not. But I am going to grow them in buckets, okay? So I hope to get a lot of potatoes, sweet potatoes, and potatoes. Okay, I'll show y'all how to do the potatoes. Yeah, sometime this weekend maybe. Okay, so that's what it is, and the lights are pretty, right? Now I'm gonna be honest. I think when I was doing some research on the lights, grow lights, right? I realized that they was switching back and forth. LDE. No, what they call a light? LDE. LDE lights, LED. They were switching back and forth LED and grow lights. And I was like, wait a minute, are they the same? Could LED lights and grow lights be the same? And I think they are. Now, don't quote me on that. I'm going to do a little research. But let me tell you why that matters. Because grow lights cost a certain amount of money, right? But LED lights is cheaper. And that's the game, these companies play, right? They put different names on things, but it'd be the same thing as something else. And then they charge you more when it's called one thing and less when it's called another. So I'm going to but these do look like LED lights. Like I always wonder, like, what's the difference? LED lights are very light, right? They shop lights. They be really light. And that's all this is. But I do know the looms have to be a certain looms. Like the first time I did it, I actually bought grow light bulbs. And you could buy the grow light bulbs and put them in a lamp. You don't have to get grow lights. You get a grow light bulb. Get you a lamp. A regular lamp that sits near those plants or on top of those plants or near those plants. Y'all, there's all kinds of ways of doing it. You ain't got to do it the way other people do it. But this grow light kit that I have has 4 different lights, and it was not unreasonable in price. I got it off of Amazon. It's nothing too spectacular. It do go taller, but only to so much. But then the lights themselves can be adjusted even much taller than it goes. I'll show you that another time. Okay. And but that heating pad, I'm returning it. In fact, I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna go on Amazon and do the return. Because when I touched it, I did feel it get a little warm, but it's no warmer than what it would feel like under lights. You know how lights get a little heat, right? I get the same heat that I feel coming off a bulb is the same heat that I felt on that pad. It wasn't even everywhere evenly. I was thinking to myself, I'm returning this shit, right? Because the pad costs more than the grow lights. You know, and I'm like, either this shit is broken or they're going to give me my money back anyway, okay? I might try for a second one. What needs heat? Well, certain things need heat if you want to germinate. But you don't have to germinate things indoors, and you don't have to germinate things on a heating pad, okay? The first time I did all these things, I had no heating pad. I did have the grow lights, but I had the grow light bulb and 2 shop lights, and I clamped them on. If anybody remember those videos, I still have them on my other channel where I clamped them on to this, and they were on at night. And when hubby went to go to work, he turned it off. And when we went to go to bed, it turned on. And it need like 8 hours. So 8 hours, it need to mimic like the sun, okay, in order for plants to grow, okay? Or you could put it in the window. Okay, you could put it in the window, the light, it will sensitize and things will happen. Now, the warmer some things are, the quicker they germinate. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, because I was going to talk about that today. But the topic got changed. As soon as I let somebody up, y'all, I knew it was over, right? I got to stop doing that. But anyway, see y'all later, okay? And I hope y'all be well. Go get y'all some seeds from the Dollar Tree. Okay? Don't you ain't gotta spend a lot of money. Now, if you want mint and things like that, I'm gonna tell you the Dollar Tree ain't got that shit. That's why I ain't got the mint. But I do have some seeds that I didn't buy from Dollar Tree, right? I don't know why, because everything I got from Dollar Tree, everything that I got that I got somewhere else, I could have got from Dollar Tree. Except okra. When I saw the okra, I was like, oh shit, they may not have that at the Dollar Tree because I never saw it. But I'm gonna look online and see how much the mint and things, because that's not at the Dollar Tree. But I might be able to find that at like Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot. They even have a tractor. That place is walking distance from me too. That the place that Big J told me about. That place is walking distance from me. You know, when I say walking distance, it might take me 20 minutes to walk there, okay? Which isn't long. If I take me a little stroll and then cross the highway right there, which I will not be walking, by the way. I'm just letting y'all know it's close, okay? It's close. I ain't walking no goddamn way. The farthest I walk is to that Walmart right there, okay? As long as I ain't got to bring no bags back.